These are the meaningless ramblings of a Scottish we-done whore and a pissy ex-video store clerk. Their ongoing mission is to set right the movie wrongs. They're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 94 of the 365 Flicks podcast. My name is Kevin and I am the pissy ex-video store clerk.
And I am Chris. I am Scottish. I am a wooden whore.
Before we go on though, did you see the thing on Facebook, the video on Facebook of the Blockbusters in Alaska?
No.
So you know how video shops are
apparently it's the only one left or something. Is that the one you mean?
No, not that one. That was like a crowdfunding thing.
Right.
That's in like LA somewhere.
All right.
But in Alaska, because Alaska has such really terrible shitty Wi-Fi, and it costs too much to have like unlimited Wi-Fi in Alaska. Like you've got to be like rich in Alaska to have that. They still have Blockbuster video stores. And you know what? I was watching the video and I got nostalgic as fuck. I was like, I want a video store in Berwick.
Well, too bad.
But these people were going in and they were still renting videos because some of them didn't even have a Blu-ray player yet. Like, that's technologically advanced in Alaska. It's a Blu-ray player. It is. It's not really, though. But yeah, that's fucking cool.
Is it?
I think it is. It got me really pumped, really excited and jazzed.
Why?
Because it's nice to know that even in like somewhere in the world,
there's probably places in the middle of Afghanistan, and blown to fuck, and they're more technologically advanced than Alaska. Is that what you're saying? Definitely. Okay.
At least they can send those internet videos of like beheading people. In Alaska, they can't do that because they can't have enough to pay the unlimited bills. Yep. So
let's move on.
If you do want to go somewhere and not be afraid of terrorism, Alaska,
Canada.
Yeah. That's a nice place as well, apparently.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nice people.
Yeah.
Well, most of them.
Yeah. So episode 94.
That was a bit weird.
What?
A bit of a weird start.
It was. It just popped into my head when it said, like, Pussy X Video Store Clerk. Okay. I was like, yeah, I remember that. It was on Facebook. So I just thought I'd open with that. This is episode 94. We've got a chock-a-block episode for you. We've got a top 5 of something that Chris came up with, and I really struggled with that.
I can't believe you struggled with that.
I know. You know what it is? I had so many in my head, I just couldn't think what they were from and what they were. It's one of those ones that really stumped me.
Okay, so the top 5, this is stupid. The top 5 is top 5 goosebumpy, holy fuck moments caused by the soundtrack in a movie.
Yeah.
So if the soundtrack and what's happening on the screen is awesome, wicked cool, and it makes you go, holy shit, that was good. Mm-hmm. That's our top 5.
Yeah.
So, and you struggled with this.
I got 5 in the end. Actually, I ended up with 6.
Well.
And then I had to delete one because it didn't really count. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've got 5 now, so that's all good. We also have the 0%ers, which was 2014's The Anomaly with Noel Clarkes. And you said on the last time we spoke about it, is he directing? And I said I don't think he is. He actually was directing,
yes,
so fair play to that one. And we've got a beauty for the next one that I've literally just picked off the list. Then we have our Just the Pilot section, which was the Deuce or the Juice or the Juice or the Deuce.
Well, how did you say it? The Deuce.
The Deuce.
No, I said the Juice.
No, you said... That's not what I just said.
The Juice. I'm Scottish! I fucking say it as the Juice.
Aye, the Deuce.
It's the same thing.
No, what I'm saying begins with a D. What you're saying begins with a J.
No,
the Juice.
It doesn't. Fuck you.
The Deuce.
No.
There's a D in there.
The Juice.
The D is...
The Deuce.
The Deuce. Like, what the Deuce? Or do you say Stewie says, what the Juice?
What the Juice?
No, he says...
That's what I fucking said!
He says, what the Deuce? Anyway, that was the Deuce is coming up in Just the Pilot.
Yeah,
we'll probably
get that far in.
We'll have a lot of fun with that one. We've got the regular What Have We Been Watching section and the now world famous news section, which I feel we're going to be treading on eggshells this week.
Well, any story could be, is he a rapist or not?
Yeah, it's like let's address the pedo in the room kind of thing. Yeah. But we'll get into that in a little bit. But for now, we've got some housekeeping. Would you like to take on the housekeeping?
Yeah, what will they do first? We'll do Pimbridge first. I'll take care of us first.
I'll tell you what, because you always fuck it up, and you've started the cans, go for us
I've
first.
had a fucking quarter of a can.
Exactly, that's why I'm thinking this might go smoothly.
All right.
And
it's probably not going to though, is it?
And for the first time ever, I'm going to shut the fuck up while you do it.
Are you?
Probably not.
No.
Go for it.
Okay.
Do you want me to write on the board for you?
No, I'm going to look at it anyway.
Right.
See, you should erase the board, then I'll have to learn it all.
Yes.
You would think 94 episodes in, I would know it.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe by 100 you'll have it locked. And when you do, you have to be like, you're listening to the 3... No, I can't. That was an Aaron shout out.
Yep.
There'll be plenty of them.
I wasn't happy with that at all.
He loves my Rob Schneider. Right, come
Anyway, we are the 365 I hate you. Podcast. 365 Flicks Podcast. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter if you search for 365 Flicks Podcast. Funnily enough. We are... I fucked it up already. Shite. Fuck's sake.
I wasn't even listening to you, so I don't know where you got.
Yeah, I just got as far as Facebook and Twitter, to be honest.
At 365 Flicks Pod?
No, just search for 365 Flicks Podcast.
Yep.
That's fine. That's
on
fine.
Facebook and Twitter, yeah.
On Facebook and Twitter. Yeah.
www.365flickspodcast.co.uk. Did you cover that one?
No.
And guess what, people? Guess what? Because I mention it on every indie talk. Yeah, it's been updated. The 365 picks.
It has.
You know what? You made a good point last night when you said, have I been taking notes on what people have been picking? I really fucking should have did that.
I just assumed you were.
Because I had to troll through... How many indie talks have we got? There's a few indie talks on there now. But I had to troll through them to figure out what people were picking. And sometimes we forget to ask them to pick one. So I was listening to episodes for no fucking reason.
Yeah, we've kind of started adding it to the end of the...
Yeah.
You know, the questions.
But some of them we weren't. And, yeah. We need to plan that shit ahead.
These things happen.
But
Don't
pimpage.
worry. Yeah, we'll try. Have a look for us. On a few cheeky networks, we're on the Tangibout Network. We are on the Wicked Radio Network. We Be Geeks, our British home, nerdly. .co.uk. Fuck off.
Okay.
Twat. Hashtag Podder Family and hashtag BritPodScene. I didn't have to look at the board. Suck my balls.
Well done.
As Kev said, you can look for us on www.365flickspodcast.co.uk. Also subscribe to us on the iTunes. I was going to say Twitter.
You gimp.
On iTunes, have a look for 365 Flicks Podcast once again. Don't forget to leave us a cheeky 5-star review, because
We're getting a few of them
it
now.
makes us feel warm and fuzzy inside.
I think you taking it upon yourself to add that into the pimpage is semi sort of working.
It's the Scottish accent, you see.
It is.
It's when you say words properly, like juice.
Yep, okay.
Yep. Leave us a 5-star review. It does make us feel good. Promise. And you can also have a look for us on any other third-party podcasting app on the Androids or whatever other phones. Do they still have Windows phones?
I think so, with the tiles, yeah, I think they do. Not for me.
Yeah, that's about it, I think.
That is about it. You're getting
That,
worse.
I am getting worse.
You are actually getting
The
worse.
last 2 or 3 have been a complete fuck-up.
Yeah, they've been a piping hot mess. Yeah. So, yeah, we've got some housekeeping that you want to cover.
Yes, we do.
So why don't you get into that?
The first bit, I promise I'll try not to fuck this one up. So the first bit I want to speak about is, a few episodes ago we had Dom and Matt from Camelot Films on the show. on
Winter
an
Ridge.
talk.
Winter Ridge in the
Ridge, that's
boxing
the
movie,
one. That's the one.
Prizefighter.
So those guys are actually doing an intense course on the business of film.
Nice. How intense?
I don't know. I'm assuming they tie you up and scream at your face.
Oh, sweet.
It's pretty intense.
You will be a writer! You will be a writer! Smash!
So, they are sharing everything from their own experiences, including financing, directing, pitching, marketing, writing, and many, many more. There are limited spaces and are only run for a short period of time.
Sweet.
So, it is at the goddamn Pinewood Studios.
Sweet.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's
I
enough.
know.
That's enough for me to be there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be there, but it'd be enough. That would be enough.
So, basically, if you're interested in this, They are running courses in November and December. I'll find the date in a second. If you want to email them for information, their email address is info@camelot-films.co.uk. That's info@camelot-films.co.uk. As I said, they are running in November and December. Let me just bring up the chat here.
That sounds awesome, man. See, though.
Okay, so 23rd and 24th of November and the 12th and 13th of December. So look, it sounds like it's going to be really damn interesting. Dom actually messaged me to see if I was interested because, you know, all filmy things and stuff.
Yeah.
And things. But it's just, I can't do it.
Why didn't you message me? I'm the clapper boy? Surely they teach you how to be a proper clapper boy.
They didn't have clapping on there.
Ah, right.
So
they don't do the clapping?
No. But if you're interested in that, give the guys a shout. I'm sure it'll be damn good. I did say to Dom if they're running one next year, which hopefully they will be. Hopefully it'll be a damn good success and they'll run more. I just want to go to Pinewood, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and just kick it.
It's pretty cool.
Kick it in Pinewood.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's that. That's that done. We wish the guys the best of luck with that. Now, we
Be
are
geeks?
doing a spin-off show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
We've been threatening this for a while.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, well, pretty much for a year.
Yeah.
We've been thinking.
We just couldn't decide what to do it on.
We originally wanted to do it about life on Mars, the British version.
Yeah. Fuck the American version.
Right. But, so, we've decided to keep it nice and simple. And we're going British comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So, we are starting with possibly the best British comedy ever made. You have never seen it.
The Office. I've seen The Office.
Not The Office.
Not The Office.
No.
Fawlty Towers? I've seen some of them.
So we're starting with Blackadder.
Yay! I've never seen it. And I think this is a good one to begin with because you are a huge Blackadder fan.
I am a huge Blackadder fan.
I'm clearly not because I haven't seen it. To be fair, I'm not a big fan of Rowan Atkinson.
What?
At best, I don't like Mr. Bean.
He does more stuff than fucking Mr. Bean.
Not really, though.
Well, he does.
Mr. Bean's like it's his bread and butter, really, isn't it?
Blackadder.
It is his bread and butter.
Oh no, he has done more Mr. Bean stuff than Blackadder.
Exactly.
Because there's only 4 series and a special.
So I am looking forward to giving this one a go. But what we're going to do is this show it's going to be about an hour long. We're going to try and keep it to an hour.
Yeah. Well, there's only 6 episodes in a series.
Yeah.
So nice and simple. We'll just talk a bit about the episode, a bit of trivia, just the same as what we did with This Is England because I hadn't seen that before.
That was awesome.
That was awesome, and it was cute. So we're going to do a bit of trivia. We're going to cover, what was just a few bits and pieces about what was happening, when it was aired, all that kind of thing. We're going to start with Series 1. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people say skip Series 1, but I say bollocks.
Well, seeing as it's my first time watching it, I don't think we can skip Series 1.
Well, it was filmed locally. It was filmed in Alnwick Castle.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Like Transformers.
Shut up.
Okay.
So, I think Series 1 is underrated. They hadn't found the character yet. They were still finding their feet. Series 2, they got Ben Elton involved. The character changes very much between Series 1 and 2. So, but you'll see that when we watch it. And, I'm sure it'll be very good.
And don't worry, it will not be on another feed, so you don't have to go looking for it. I think we're going to put it up on this feed. Right. It'll just not be like numbered like 95 or anything like that. It'll just you've got some cheeky names in your head.
Cheeky name.
Yeah, let's not tease. Let's just keep that to ourselves just now.
Well, when we were last speaking about it and we decided to do it, I think it was actually just after we did the interview with Dave and etc.
Yep, and crew
et al. Mm-hmm. I dropped a message to this Blackadder group that I'm on the Facebooks, and they went mental.
Yeah? Did they love it?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Like, fucking fair play to them. They are very damn well, I suppose for a Blackadder group they should be, but they are passionate about Blackadder.
So does that mean we may already have a built-in audience for those episodes?
Well, I would hope so.
Because I don't think our regular audience are going to listen to it.
I don't think you'll get many Americans interested in Blackadder.
I don't know. Maybe. Because they know that our TV is way better than theirs.
Yeah.
So they may chime in.
I believe it's one of the only goddamn shows that the Americans haven't tried to remake.
Wow.
So.
It would be called White Snake.
Fuck.
That's a band, isn't it, Whitesnake?
I don't know.
Probably
Maybe.
is. Probably
Maybe.
is. But yeah.
So that's upcoming.
Yeah.
That we will try and get that sorted, I don't know, sometime soon.
Yeah. As soon as possible, we're going to get that done.
Well, if we have a good time doing it. Yeah, that's what I fucking said.
If we have a good time doing it.
If we have a good time watching Blackadder, the first series, there is, because in a few weeks' time, more than a few weeks' time, about 8 weeks' time or something, it's Christmas.
Ooh.
Now, there is a Blackadder's Christmas special. It's called Blackadder's Christmas Carol.
Where does that fit in?
It doesn't.
It doesn't, so it's like a one-off.
It's set in Victorian times. Mm-hmm. It's got Mary Margulies as Queen Victoria.
Obviously.
Jim Broadbent as Prince Albert.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, you maybe don't because you're dead inside. But when Christmas comes around, there are certain programs that you watch and certain movies that you watch, like Muppets Christmas Carol. And stuff.
Not Die Hard.
Die Hard, very much so.
Not
very
Die
much
Hard.
Die Hard. But for me, Blackadder's Christmas Carol is always like one of the first things that I watch when you're trying to get yourself in the Christmas mood. It's funny as fuck. It's a reverse version of A Christmas Carol. So he starts off nice and turns into a bastard.
Cool.
So you'll like that.
That's like me at Christmas.
Yeah.
Although I don't start off
start
nice.
No.
I'm just like, I'm grumpy and then a bastard.
So yeah, there you go. But coming soon, Blackadder podcast.
Name incoming.
Yeah.
And that's not the name of it. We're not calling it name incoming. So anyway, before we go on to the news, the big bong bells are about to chime any minute. But we quickly want to give a massive shout out to Gary Chudley and his Kickstarter campaign page for Plagued Volume 2. This is a comic book that we absolutely love. We met Gary about a year ago at Glasgow Comic Con. We got to read his book. We've had him on the show twice.
We didn't meet him though.
We still haven't met him. But we will one day. Mm-hmm. That could be cool though. That could be like an ongoing thing. Like, we never quite get to meet Gary.
It's going to be like Maris and Fraser. You never actually see him.
Yeah. That's what we'll do. We'll keep that going. But yeah, his Kickstarter campaign is on Kickstarter right now, because that's kind of how that works. Go on there, look for Plagued Volume 2, The Miranda Chronicles, or look for Gary Chudley, Tanya Roberts. It'll be up there. They've already met the target that they were going for. That is amazing. They did it in like 48 hours. So now they're on to stretch goals, so you get even cooler perks, you get even cooler things, and it means the book's going to look even better than it already was, which is hard because it was already going to be awesome. So yeah, Volume 2, Plagued, The Miranda Chronicles, get on there and, just forgo that cup of coffee in the morning and give that money to Gary, and let's get this book made. Well, it's going to get made, but let's make it even better.
Yeah.
So yeah, and hopefully if they get enough, they might just do like Volume 3 like straight away. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
That would be. Yeah. So yeah, that's that.
Boosh.
And here come the Big Ben bongs, and we're going to move into the news.
Mm-hmm.
Which you're in charge of.
I am. Week. Well, I've got lots and lots and lots and lots of news.
Well, let's keep it simple.
So, keep it simple. You're having a laugh, aren't you? Right.
Are you having a laugh? Sorry, trademarked, copyrighted.
Yeah.
I can't believe What Culture did that to the boys.
That's a bit pissy, isn't it?
King Ross, that is absolute bollocks. Did they do that like just because they're away?
I think they did.
What a bunch of bastards.
Yeah, they knew that the channel was launching and they registered it as a trademark, because surely they haven't done it. They haven't done that before now.
No, they, like
that's a really shitty thing to do.
Isn't it? I wasn't happy when that came.
Because you're not going to use that, because you're not going to get, the Simon Miller, the muscle fuck, to dress up as King Ross, are you?
Nah, that wouldn't work. He'd be a very camp king, to be honest, with his big meat-eated face. So yeah, right. News.
Yeah, so, well, speaking of wrestling-ish things.
Cool.
There is a new WWE champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the mean streets of Manchester.
Totally out the blue in that. AJ Styles has taken the title off of Jinder, so we're now looking at AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series.
You know why this pisses me off?
Because You've got AJ Styles.
Because I've got AJ Styles in my draft, who's now the champion, but I get no points for it because he won it on fucking SmackDown.
You know what's even worse is...
What?
Kev Wright has gender.
Oh!
And he's 15 points ahead of me in the thing. Yeah.
So you could have had some points off him.
He would have lost 50 points, so I would have been second.
Good thing Matt dropped them.
Yeah, I know. Stupid idiot.
Well, I suppose I've got two champions
that's
now.
what's going to happen with him now.
I've got two champions, so I'm okay with that.
I've got none.
Well, no, I've got more than that because I've got Baron, I've got AJ, I've got Miz, I've got
the Miz.
I've got Rollins, and I've got Alexa. So I've got 5 champs.
Mm-hmm. No, you don't got Rollins anymore. They lost titles in Raw
When?
this week.
Oh, at least it was on Raw. That's okay then.
Yeah, yeah. They were having a title match versus The Bar,
I'm okay with that.
and New Day came out and said, "Hey, Manchester, don't your name is sour."
Is that what they said?
I'm not entirely sure what that was.
They said, "Oh, Manchester." You know who was at Manchester though? Mr. Phil Wheat from Nerdly.
Yeah,
he went
I
to
saw
see
that.
SmackDown live.
Yeah, I didn't know he was wrestling.
Yeah, neither did I. I don't think he is. I think it's just because it was on his doorstep. So
Fair play.
it was like, you know what? Let's go and see it.
It did seem like it was a really good atmosphere.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
So yeah, but AJ is the new champ.
Cool.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And you know that I was watching SmackDown earlier on, and he's fucking good.
Oh yeah.
You know Jinder is a pile of shite. He really is.
But you know Brock's going to bury him, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. There's no way he's beating Brock.
Speaking of buried, nice.
I like that.
Alex Kurtzman and Chris Morgan have
Yeah.
officially bailed on the Dark Universe.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Just leave it. Just fucking leave it. Universal. Just give it up for a bad job.
I saw that Blumhouse, the guys who do the horror movies every year. I think they've got something to do with The Conjuring and all that. Basically,
Right.
if a horror movie comes out round about Halloween, it's usually a Blumhouse movie, like Blumhouse. I heard that they were looking at doing it. They were looking at picking up the Dark Universe, but then it's not like The Mummy wasn't exactly scary. You know, it was more.
Back in the day, it was.
Yeah, but like the Tom Cruise version of The Mummy, it wasn't a horror. Like it had scary aspects too, but it wasn't a horror. But I reckon Blumhouse would just make it balls to the wall horror.
We'll do it then. Something different.
It's fine. I'm fine with it, but it's just a different direction to be going in.
But at least it would be different.
Yeah.
You know, the franchise or the whole thing is just toxic now because that's just what keeps happening in Hollywood at the minute. You know, but
So as soon as you say shared universe.
yeah, well, stop saying shared fucking universe.
Yeah,
then.
they do need to just stop
it.
They need to stop saying shared universe. And
You
then,
know,
and
fuck
then-
me. Like the first Iron Man movie came out in 2008, I think it was.
Yeah.
So, come on, you're talking about, well, I suppose it was really Iron Man 2 when the shared universe stuff started, wasn't it? So, what's that, like 2010?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think the first Iron Man had Coulson in it, didn't it? But that
Yes.
was it.
yes.
Only Coulson.
Yeah.
And then the second one was Nick Fury was in it.
Although, didn't the first Iron Man have an end credits scene with Iron Man going to meet that general in a pub?
No, that was the end of Hulk. That was the end of the Incredible Hulk movie.
Was it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Just leave it. Just fucking leave it, Universal.
Yeah.
Like, just give it up. Yeah, speaking of giving it up.
I like what you're doing here.
I know, right? I know.
You're setting yourself up and you're knocking them down.
It won't last very long. Ridley Scott
Yeah, he's
has
had
said
enough.
that Steam is running out of the Alien franchise.
Running out. It ran out fucking 4 movies back. Maybe not 4. Covenant was shit. Prometheus was shit. Yeah, it ran out 2 movies back.
Well, the way he's doing it is run out of steam.
Yeah.
You know, the way that wouldn't have run out of steam was if you'd let fucking Neil Blomkamp do his movie.
Yeah, or even if Prometheus and Covenant were about aliens.
Yeah.
Not
fucking androids.
Not robots. Like, I know Ridley Scott's got a fucking hard-on for robots, but it doesn't really work in your Alien movie. It's nice to have, like, the Bishop
Well, you had
character.
Ian Holm in the first one, and he was sinister as fuck. That was when Alien was actually scary.
It makes sense to
And-
have an android on your ship, but you don't make the movie about the android.
The whole fucking thing. They had a whole segment in Covenant of one android teaching the other one how to fucking play a flute. And it had the line, I don't think this is verbatim, but it had something along the lines of, you do the holes and I'll blow.
I think that's exactly what Ridley Scott would write.
It was something along those lines.
You finger my holes while I blow.
Just, what am I watching?
Yeah, I know,
Maybe
I know.
it was the porn version, I don't know, but...
No, the porn version was better.
Yeah, just fuck off with that, Ridley Scott, seriously. Just
Yeah, I'm done.
let
I'm
Neil
done with
Blomkamp do
Ridley.
his thing.
I'm done with Ridley, and I'm done with Aliens.
Yeah. Speaking of done with...
Oh my god! You knocked that one out of the park,
House
didn't
of
you?
Cards.
Yeah.
So...
So how deep are we going to get into this? It's about as deep as he did. Fuck, we're on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I don't really want to go into it too far.
No.
As... No. No, don't say that. Yeah, well, House of Cards at the moment is pretty much dead in the water.
Well,
They were about to start filming season 6, which was apparently, before this came out, this was going to be the last season anyway.
Yeah.
But they have been thinking of doing spin-offs.
Yep. Spin-offs is
So
looking more likely that we're going to get spin-offs more than anything else now.
currently, Netflix has cut all ties with Kevin Spacey. He had a Netflix exclusive movie that was going to go into development, or I think it had maybe already finished filming.
Right.
I think it was in post-production.
No, yeah, it was finished.
That's not been released.
Yeah, nobody's going to touch that.
No,
now.
no. So, well, they've been talking about recasting Kevin Spacey as the president in season 6.
With Kevin James.
With Kevin James. Fuck.
That was just a petition. That's not like, you know how people love the petitions.
Yeah, I know how people love the
But
petitions. I'll
it's-
sign a couple of them.
It's not going to be Kevin James. That would just be silly.
No. Well, I saw another one, fucking David Mitchell.
You
That's
can
mental.
you can maybe cast like Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, wait.
No, wait, no. Save
Charlie
it.
Sheen? Oh.
That's fresh. Yeah, we'll get onto that in a minute. But yeah, for anybody who has been living under a rock, we dealt with the Weinstein sex allegations on the last episode. That's still ongoing. Yeah, the whole thing about Kevin Spacey came out. And we don't really want to get into it because,
You
yeah,
could be here all night if you start doing that.
and we don't want to get taken down off iTunes.
Has that been happening?
Well, probably not, but I think we probably would if we got into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a whole bunch of shenanigans going on there. House of Cards is, as you say, it looks like it's dead in the water.
Maybe I would watch a spin-off of it.
But the thing is,
Clear Underwood, I really feel gutted for Robin Wright.
oh,
because,
definitely. And
you know-
her star's very much on the rise right now with the Wonder Woman movie and everything.
Yeah.
And something like this, although it's allegations against Kevin Spacey, it could very well affect her career as well.
Yeah.
Because House of Cards is her, like, it's what she's known for
Well,
right
it's
now.
what's relaunched her career.
Exactly.
And
And now she's going to be
it was-
known as...
See, that's the fucker, is if they just say, right, we're not doing it, we're not doing season 6 at all, we'll do a spin-off in a year's time, year and a half's time. They'll bring out a spin-off in 2019, the dust will have settled then, hopefully. But we're not doing season 6. The cliffhanger that fucking season 5 ended on.
Yeah. It was when she took over, wasn't it?
Yep, she was president.
Well, supposedly, you could potentially make a season 6 without Spacey, with her being the president, because they went there and they could just say, dude's away to fucking Syria, like on peace talks.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but at the end of season 6, she was made season 5. Sorry, she was made president, and the whole thing was she was supposed to pardon him,
Yeah,
and she didn't. So you could say he's been locked up, which is
could do.
pretty close to reality,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Yeah, because nothing has actually been proven yet.
Well, see, that's the fucking thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And we won't get into it.
No, we're gonna. That's the fucking thing that's bothered me about the whole thing is, if the guy has committed a crime, then he should answer for it.
Yep.
Right? No, I'm not saying anything other than that. But everybody was very, very quick to jump on the sort of the, for want of a better term, witch hunt.
Yeah. Oh, they were.
It became pretty much in a matter of hours like, fuck me, that's bad.
Yeah.
Cancel everything.
Cancel everything. Netflix is cutting ties. The man's career is now definitely in tatters. There's no coming back from it. And to be fair, it still hasn't been 100% proven.
Well, you know, he said that I know he's getting stick for coming out as gay in the statement.
Yeah.
I don't really understand that. I mean, you know, that's.
I think they're just saying it's poor timing.
I think that that part of it was maybe people were like he was saying. Well, in his statement, he said, "I've got no memory of that. I was drunk." But I think that people were getting upset because he said it was like he was saying, you know, so you tried it on with this 14-year-old, and he went, "Well, I am gay."
Yeah, I think and when you say it like that. It's shit. Yeah.
So I think I can kind of understand why people would be pissed off with that.
Yeah.
Because you're sort of. It's like, well, he's saying that's an excuse to touch a 14-year-old boy, which it isn't, obviously.
No, it's not.
But it just the way that it was like a fucking deck of cards fallen.
Yeah.
And everything was cancelled. He was getting a special Emmy award or something. That's been gone.
Revoked. Yeah.
House of Cards was cancelled very, very quickly. The showrunner or the creator of the show was like his press release was, well, I've never seen him touch anyone, and it was just very much like, well, somebody just say, let's just all calm the fuck down for just a little second. Calm the fuck down.
Yeah. Step back a minute and let's get the facts right.
Yeah.
I
mean,
there was none of that.
You know, back in the day, when all the Michael Jackson stuff kicked off and everybody was very much the same, it was, you know, it wasn't acceptable to listen to his music anymore. Which I still did, and
of course you did.
Yeah. But just because I listen to his music doesn't mean he's gonna fuck kids.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
But he had friends. Elizabeth Taylor, I think, was one of them. Who. When everybody was, again, jumping on the fucking witch hunt bandwagon with Michael Jackson, he had friends there who were like, no, fuck this.
Aye.
This is bullshit. And, you know, several parents there, it all went away anyway. But, anyway, let's move on with the next bit of news.
But yeah. I mean, if the dude has done wrong, we're not saying he hasn't done any wrong. We're not saying that just because it's not proven it didn't happen. By all chances, it could have happened. And if it did, it's bollocks. It should never have happened. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And, you know, but let's at least put it in context in the fact that it's not a proven thing and the man's career is done.
I think that's it. It was done. All, you know, all of the news reports on it and all that kind of thing were being very, very careful to say the alleged thing. This guy, Anthony Rapp, claimed that. And it's like, well, okay, they're saying it. Why are these cunts not remembering, okay, it's an alleged thing.
Yeah, everything was like, this happened.
They were, you know, obviously it's Hollywood, it's all, you know, they're all just looking out for themselves and that.
Yeah.
But it was very much, this claim has been made and we can't be anywhere near it.
Did you see Jason Isaacs on Lorraine?
No.
He was on Lorraine the other. For some reason, they've had like most of the cast of Discovery on.
I saw that Sonequa Martin had been on
amazing.
Good Morning Britain. She is.
Did you watch the interview?
No, I didn't. I got fucking interrupted. My phone went off in the office.
It was absolutely fantastic. It was like, it was Piers Morgan being Piers Morgan.
It was something about gender fluidity or something like that.
So he was trying to pull her up on gender fluidity because she mentioned the fact that her character is named, like, has a male's name in the show.
Yeah.
So she's like she's not championing gender fluidity, but she's sort of paving a little bit of a way.
But that's what Star Trek's about.
Exactly. Through mainstream TV, through Star Trek. As Star Trek, as you say, was always about that. And he questions her about it. And she shut him down. She wasn't bolshy. She wasn't an asshole to him. She wasn't like, I'm going to give you the facts and this is that and this is this. She just answered as a well-educated, sort of done her homework, woman of the world who knows her crack. And he just sat there and he just kind of, you could even see it in Piers Morgan's face, like, fair play. Like,
Fair enough.
Fair play.
She is amazing.
I love her. And
Imagine she stayed on The Walking Dead.
Oh man, they wasted her so. And it's only now on Discovery that we're seeing how wasted she was. She's amazing.
Can you imagine the extent of the other talent that's being wasted on The Walking Dead? Ross Marquand, for example.
Exactly. I mean,
he's a fucking fantastic guy.
He could be on SNL doing impressions.
Well, yeah.
It's not really a goal to reach for, but he could be doing any number of things because he's fucking awesome. And he's, like you say, he's a gent. So,
bless him. Anyway, next, away from that old bullshit.
Off SpaceyGate.
I don't think we went too far.
No, we didn't.
No, we're fine. We are as eloquent as always, kid. Right. Now, Fast and Furious news for you.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Tyrese Gibson.
Drop him.
I don't know who that is.
Drop him.
Has said that he will quit the franchise if the Rock works on the next film.
Yeah, so basically The Rock on the set of the last movie was causing problems with Vin Diesel.
Is The Rock turning a bit of a dick?
No, he's not. I think
Is it Vin Diesel's been a dick?
I think the rest of the cast are kind of realising that without The Rock, they maybe don't get the audience that they have been that they've been getting recently. And I think The Rock knows that because he's The Rock. And yeah,
apparently it didn't work for Baywatch though.
No. Baywatch was aye.
I watched it. What the fuck did you just say?
It wasn't good, but it was aye. I watched The Wire. Come on, bitch! I watched The Wire.
I've still not watched that.
Awesome.
I downloaded the first episode on Skybox. It's
awesome.
Yeah, fuck him. Who the fuck is he anyway? I don't even know who that is.
Tyrese was in the second one, and he's been in every other one since.
All right.
Yeah, he's good.
Meh.
He's more your comic relief. You know, he plays Roman. He's quite good. But perfectly honest, if you ask me, you know, to toss a coin on The Rock or Tyrese, I'm throwing the coin away and I'm just saying The Rock. Tyrese is gone for me.
I can't imagine anyone who'd say otherwise, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tyrese is the guy who nearly fucked up Dr. Dre's deal with Beats. You know, the Beats headphones?
Right.
Dr. Dre and one of his lawyers, they invented the Beats headphones, and then they were selling them to, I think it was Apple, for like basically $1 billion.
All the money, yeah.
Aye. And the whole thing was, I watched like this 4-part documentary about it, and the whole thing was that Apple, as secretive as they are, was like, right, we're going to do this, you're going to get all the money, but we need to keep it quiet until a certain day. Like, we don't want anybody knowing. So Tyrese and Dr. Dre and I think it was another rapper, and the three of them are on Facebook. They're all pissed as farts, drinking Cristal champagne and all that, and they're on Facebook going, "Yeah, man, first guys from the hood to get $2 million," you know, shouting from the rooftops that they just sold Beats, and the whole deal nearly got fucking shut down because of Tyrese being a loudmouth prick.
Wow.
So that's
Stephen Merchant and extras then, basically.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
enough.
Tyrese for you.
We'll leave it there. Tarantino news.
Ooh.
So, his next film is going to be a Manson family film. I think we've mentioned this before.
Yeah, I've read about this, yeah.
And he wants Leo in it.
Does everybody not just want Leo?
I think they do. They do. Do you not think maybe he's doing... Is he doing just pretty much all biopics now?
It's getting there.
Maybe the last film I can remember him that wasn't a biopic was The Revenant.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then Django.
But he's good at his biopics.
Yeah.
He is good at them. He is.
But I want to see that H.H. Holmes one.
Yeah, he's doing that.
Yeah.
That's still on the cards.
But I mean, if I was Tarantino, I would want Leo in my movie. You know.
Yeah.
Like, think he'll be Charlie Manson?
I
could see that.
I'm going to say no.
No.
I could see him being in it. I don't want him to do it though. I don't want him to. No. I think. No.
Okay.
No. Sorry. I'd rather see him do this Holmes movie than see him doing that. I don't know a great deal about Charlie Manson or Charles Manson, but I think there's probably better people to play that. People who maybe need the break.
Mm. He has to be charismatic.
Mm-hmm. Which we know Leo can do.
Yeah. And he has to think he can sing.
You know who I'd give a shot at that? And you're going to laugh at me.
The guy from WWE. who's basically
Elias.
who's basically just being Charlie Manson.
I'm ready to walk with Elias.
hell.
But no,
You know, you keep posting that. You've posted that like 3 times on the group chat for the Fantasy League. And until this week, I had no idea what the fuck you're going on about. Because most of the time, I just times 30 it. But he actually had a good match with, what's his name, Jason Jordan.
I would say, I wouldn't say he necessarily needs the role, but I think he's due a massive breakout role, and I think a Tarantino movie could do that for him. I would give it to Efron.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because he can do a little bit sinister, like you say. If he does he need to be able to sing? Can Charles Manson sing?
He could sing a little bit.
Well, Efron was in High School Musical. He's got singing
trying
chops.
to get not published, a contract in that.
Record deal with Sony.
I can't remember what.
No, I'd say give Efron a chance.
Those conspiracy guys did a good episode about it, and
Right.
also there was a very good series with David Duchovny.
Is that a
I want
Zodiac?
to say
Aquarius.
That's
Yeah.
the one. It got 2 seasons. I think it's been axed now, but it was very good.
Yeah, give Efron a chance.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
I think the thing with me and Efron is that he's due that big break. He's put enough good performances in, comedy wise, serious wise, whatever wise. He's done enough good stuff that I think he's due. Kind of like Miles Teller. Miles Teller's a cracking actor, but I think he's just due that big movie that breaks him. So I'd say give it to Efron.
Yeah.
Or Miles Teller.
Nice to have
Or Michael B. Jordan.
All right, move on. Justice League.
Yeah.
Tickets booked.
Tickets booked.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
That's
boy.
what, a week on Friday, is it?
Booyah.
2 weeks on Friday.
My man.
Something, a week on Friday, is it?
Next Friday.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So a week
A
on
week
Friday.
tomorrow.
Yeah. No.
A week on Friday.
Yeah.
A week 2 days from
Okay,
today.
fuck me. They are apparently bringing back the Batman 1989 theme
Sweet.
for it.
Sweet. Yeah, I did read that. Yeah. I'm okay with that. But all I'm really wanting to see is my man. And Cyborg. Did you see the trailer with Cyborg when he goes booyah?
No.
Because that's like Cyborg saying booyah.
Is it?
Looking forward to seeing him do that. I'm fucking creaming in my pants.
I think it's going to be very good.
I'm quietly optimistic because I don't want people to turn around and go, it's just because you're a BBS fan. Like the Jock and Nerd fan club. They will say it's just because I'm a BBS fan. But I'm quietly, massively optimistic.
So it's you, me and Paul going. So as soon as we leave, are you straight on the Jock and Nerd community?
Aye. That was the nuts. That movie was the balls. I want to go balls deep in that movie. That'll be my Rotten Tomatoes review.
Yeah. I'm not there to back you up anymore. So.
Right, so...
Next bit. Let me see. Right. Bit of Blade Runner 2049 news for you.
Oh, what's happened?
There is a 4-hour cut of it.
You're fucking joking.
The director said it's unlikely
Good.
that we'll ever see it.
Good.
So
So why did he make a 4-hour cut of that?
Because that's like I think it was like 2 hours and 50 minutes or something like that was the
Right.
theatrical cut. But apparently there's a 4-hour cut of it.
So it'll just be like...
So it'll basically be... We're not seeing it until fucking 2019 when
be like extended visual
they're bringing out
just shots.
the last ever Ultimate Superb Edition
Aye.
in 2 years' time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 2 years' time. Only to bring out another one 2 years later.
It'll be the Ultimate Superb Extra Special Edition.
And then they'll have to bring up the... now, guys, we know Ridley Scott didn't direct this, but this is his cut. Ultimate Super Edition, not directors, but fan cut.
With extra androids.
With the extra androids and 10% more Jar Jar.
Fuck me.
Fucking turkey necks got involved.
Get fucking George Lucas in there as well. Subalba. Lethal Weapon 5.
Yeah.
Could well be back on the cards.
Nah, they're too old for that shit.
Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, and Richard Donner back directing it. I would actually watch it.
Lethal Weapon 5 with Riggs, I could totally see. Murtaugh's way too old now.
I've not seen Danny Glover in a film for a wee while.
That's because he's practically dead.
Wow.
He's practically dead. I think the last film I actually legitimately saw Danny Glover in was probably one of the Saw movies. He turned up in one of those movies.
Right.
And that's the last time I saw him. Or was that Danny Glover? Am I thinking of Delroy Lindo?
Danny Glover was in the very first Saw movie.
Yes, that one.
That was 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was like 2008 or something, yeah.
Right, okay.
So yeah, that's the last time I saw Danny Glover in anything.
He must have done stuff before since then.
No, because he's old and dying.
That is his...
He
I'm too old and dead for this shit.
I'm too dead for this shit.
I would watch it. I think... Well, I know that Lethal Weapon 4 was a few years ago, but I think that Lethal Weapon 4 is underrated. I think
that film's massively underrated. I love Lethal Weapon 4. Mm-hmm. Like, I really do.
Mostly because of Jet Li. Because Jet Li's awesome.
Jet Li's great in it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I would watch it. Mm-hmm. I would definitely watch it. What I'm not too convinced about is Amazon and Warner Brothers are looking to develop a Lord of the Rings TV show.
Yeah, pass on that.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because, yeah, I'm passing on that. I've got no comment on that at all. It's a bad idea. I read the article.
They're basically, they know that these companies know that Game of Thrones is ending next year. Probably.
Is that a reason to do Lord of the Rings though?
But you see, they're wanting something to pick up the reins or whatever the fucking expression is of Game of Thrones, but. Because you're probably talking what, maybe 2 years after that before we get the first spin-off by the time they develop it and everything. They are doing spin-offs.
God's sake.
But so they're wanting the next Game of Thrones. But no, not Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is a fucking awesome trilogy. You know, fuck those Hobbit movies, fuck them. But
so does that mean we're gonna get like 3 series of walking? Just walking around?
I think it will. It's gonna be The Walking Dead but with hobbits.
Lord of the Walking Deads. That's brilliant. The Walking Dead, but Lord of the Rings. I love it. Mm-hmm. I love it.
That's a 365 quote.
That's
The Walking Dead with hobbits.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. The Walking Dead, but with hairy feet.
Now, 24 News. Have you seen
24 the TV series?
Yeah.
Is there news on 24?
There is. Oh, there is.
A musical?
Right. Nope. No. Right. Okay. So, get this. This is amazing.
I've not seen this.
Okay. So, Fox are, because 24, what was it, Legacy?
Yes.
Was bollocks.
Yeah.
They are looking to reboot it again.
Right.
Okay. Right. So they are keeping the ticking clock concept.
Okay.
Right.
Come on.
But they are ditching the terrorist threats.
Okay.
The espionage stuff, anything related to Jack Bauer, CTU, all of those stories. Instead, it's likely to be a legal drama.
Get to fuck.
But with a ticking clock.
Get to fuck.
This is an article. It's a thing. This is a fucking thing. It's on Dana Geek if you want to have a look for it. Wow. Can you say flogging a dead bastard horse?
That is mental.
Isn't it?
Is it still going to be called 24?
I don't know if it's still going to be called 24 or not. I'm assuming because they're keeping the ticking clock 24 format, but just it's going to be a female-led legal drama, but with a ticking clock.
That's fucking shite. So what? It's going to be like a case a week, but the case is going to take 24 hours.
Maybe it'll be like Damages.
Ooh.
But
no, that would
because Damages was all timey-wimey in that.
Yeah.
But, you know, but what I mean with Damages was the entire series was one case.
Right.
So if it was, you know, I suppose if it was a Patty, what was Glenn Close's character? Patty
Jenkins.
Was it Jenkins?
No, it wasn't Patty Jenkins. That's the director.
Oh shit! So it was, Patty something or nothing.
Yeah,
it was definitely Patty something. Mm-hmm. So you know, if they got a character like that, which is like a kind of anti-hero, who would do anything to win, but just do that show. We don't need the ticking fucking clock.
Yeah, that's mental,
isn't it? Yeah.
Let's just I'm done.
Fucking hell, Fox. Peaky Blinders, the new series starts on the 15th of November, which is next Wednesday on BBC Two at 9 o'clock.
A week today.
Yeah, cannot wait for that. That's fucking. I love Peaky Blinders. Mindhunter. Yes, which I'll be speaking about a bit.
Cool.
On what you've been watching. David Fincher has apparently got 5 seasons planned for it.
Okay.
Because everybody's got more than 1 season planned. I'm okay with that. I'm enjoying it. Right, last bit of news.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, some Captain Marvel news.
Right, with generic Ted Face Larson.
Yep.
Right.
Ben Mendelsohn could be joining Captain Marvel as the big bad.
Ooh.
He'll be the leader of the Skrulls.
I'm semi-in. Just the tip.
The leader of the Skrulls,
Right.
which is going to be the next thing after Thanos, I believe.
Right, okay.
So the Skrulls, which I'd never heard of, I did research.
So, well done.
Are a race of green-skinned humanoid shapeshifters from the Andromeda galaxy, and apparently they steal the Avengers' identities and like take their places and stuff.
Okay. Is that just a way of keeping them in the franchise?
Well, I don't know if maybe it's a way to continue the character.
Right.
I don't fucking know.
Nah,
I don't know.
We'll find out.
I really don't know. Sam Jackett's also reprising his role as Nick Fury.
Mm-hmm.
The movie's going to be set in the 90s.
What? In the 90s? Okay. Oh, I'm cool with that.
I was, same as you, I was a little bit more in with when Ben Mendelsohn was mentioned. Not really interested in the film all that much, but...
Nah, I mean,
there you go.
Let's be honest, Brie Larson doesn't exactly set my world on fire.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens there.
Yeah! So that's the news.
One thing, we talked about The Rock a second ago, and I completely forgot to mention it, but The Rock, we may be seeing Black Adam in Suicide Squad 2. Yeah. Happy with that.
If I go and see Suicide Squad 2.
You will, because I want to see The Rock.
I might go and see it for The Rock.
Yeah.
It can't be any worse, surely.
Will it give you The Rock, though? Way.
Well, it will with you.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm in. But yeah, that was just something I saw today, and I was quite pleased about. Are we? No, we won't.
What?
Are we going to talk about the Charlie Sheen thing? It kind of just broke a couple hours ago.
Yeah, it broke a couple hours ago. Well, that's the same thing with Kevin Spacey. We have heard it before.
Yeah, we've heard a lot.
We heard a theory on those conspiracy guys that this happened.
Yeah, they pretty much called it.
Yeah. It's been over a few different sources, but you know.
Again, it's not 100% proven.
Well, no, I mean, it's like where is that coming from? Because the guy's been dead for the last 10 years or 15 years.
Well, Corey Feldman's been telling us for the not actually telling us. He's never named him, but in his biography, The Choreography, which is a shit name for a biography. I'm sorry, Corey Feldman. I love you in your own way, but that's
you know what though? Going on about Corey Feldman, there was a clip of him the other day on the Facebook doing singing a song on like a American Good Morning TV
when he
show.
had his angels.
Yeah, it was actually alright.
He's fucking awesome.
It was okay.
Did he
The
come out with a hood on and everything?
Yep.
Oh, he's fucking great.
Started doing his MG dance moves and all that.
Yeah, he does that.
He's a weird cookie, but then who isn't?
To be fair, weird cuckoo. To be fair though, he touches his knob more than Michael Jackson did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
Have you seen his crowdfunding campaign?
No.
He started a crowdfunding after the whole Spacey thing broke, and all these other people are the Weinstein guy. All these other people are allegedly like going around raping people left, right, and centre. He released a crowdfunding campaign. I can't remember if it's Kickstarter or Indiegogo. Basically, right, Corey Feldman has the knowledge. Like he could name pretty much, in his own words, he could name pretty much every molesterer in Hollywood, because he knows them all, because he's been molested by most of them. So he wants, right, and this is where he lost me. He wants to do a tell-all documentary. He wants to put it all out there, and he wants to make sure people know who's at the core of it. He wants to expose a massive paedophile ring at the top of the top level of Hollywood, because he knows it all. I was like, fuck yes, get in there, do it. If you've got the facts, if you've got everything that you need, make it. He says he's gonna film it, he's gonna produce it, he's gonna talk on it, he's gonna talk to other people, his peers, about these things. And the campaign, he wants $10 million to make it.
$10 million for it?
$10 million, because he needs security
right
while he's making it. he needs people to watch his back while he's making it.
Yeah.
He needs to like relocate and all this kind of thing. I'm sitting there thinking, I was with you, but $10 million? Does he really need $10 million? I'm sure if he's doing something like that, fucking Netflix will hide him. Netflix will fucking make sure he's alright. Netflix love that shit.
Wasn't there he named the guy who'd molested him, or one of the guys who I've never heard of. See, that was a bit of a letdown, because like it was a sort of thing, like it was on Facebook and Huffington Post and Digital Spy, and like Corey Feldman names his abuser, and I opened it and it's like, who the fuck is that?
You wanted to know the guy?
Yeah. But then, no, I don't want to know the guy. But then, like, it's still like, who the fuck is that? The guy's made. The guy's made 2 movies in 1988 and 1989. It's like, what's the point of that? Like, you know. But yeah,
was it like a producer on License to Fly or something? License to Drive.
Fuck knows.
Yeah, I remember reading.
Yeah, that. But he'd before he did that, he'd put on a post on Twitter. I think those conspiracy guys shared it, and the post said he'd put out a post going, "I am not depressed. I am not thinking of taking my own life." And all that kind of thing. And it's like, that is so fucking depressing. Like,
you are massively depressed. Like, if you have to tell people you're not depressed. I know what he was doing though. It was like, if I turn up dead tomorrow. Aye, I get that. But,
you know, but like to have to be in a situation where you're like, I have to tweet that I'm not depressed just in case I turn up dead. Fuck me.
Oh, nah. Hollywood's a fucking weird place.
Yeah, it's going to get a whole lot worse.
Yeah, I think the floodgates are going to open after that article.
Charlie Sheen revelation, which I'm sure we will be hearing a lot more about over the next few days and weeks. That's just the start. And if anything comes out about Joss Whedon, I am leaving the internet.
I think you'll be alright with Joss.
I better be.
Yeah, I think you will be.
Yeah.
It does make you wonder though, who's going to be next? Should we do like like Deadpool? Like a pedo pool? I'm not calling it that.
Pedo pool is quite a good thing.
We've said that word far too often in this episode so far.
Nah.
So we're going to play a cheeky little promo and we'll go on to our next section. What do you want to do next?
Well, we've got a few things. So we've got Just the Pilot, and we've got 0%ers, then we've got What You've Been Watching. So
and then the top 5.
You pick one, my friend.
Let's get the 0%ers out of the way.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So let's play a promo.
Best thing to do is simply tie you up. Manual shutdown. 2, 1.
The person who I was just then, that's not who I am now.
So who are you? Who is he?
I don't know.
Your name is Ryan Reeve, isn't it? You're good, but I'm still better.
What year is this?
Where are you?
The reboot only takes 9 minutes and 47 seconds.
It'll simply be switched off.
We've done a lot of neurological tinkering.
You okay? Tell me about mind control!
Let me show you something.
Sometimes I'm myself again. Who are you?
I realised I just said let's play a promo, but when I edit it later, I'll probably put the trailer for the movie we're about to talk about.
That's fair.
That's cool. Yeah. So what did we watch, Chris? No, I'll do it because this is my section. This is my section, biatch. So we watched a 0%er. If you're unfamiliar with this section, it's where we take movies from Rotten Tomatoes, which scored 0%, which scored 0% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics, and we watch the movie and decide, did it deserve 0%? And we get into it. So 2014's movie, because we couldn't get the United Passions movie, which was the FIFA movie with Tim Roth and Gerard Depardieu, we couldn't find it anywhere because we're a couple of Brits.
I was disappointed with that.
Yeah. I was quite looking forward to watching it. I wanted a bit of Tim Roth. I wanted to know how Tim Roth scores 0% in any movie. So I changed the movie to Brit movie, The Anomaly, Directed by Noel Clarke, as you so said. He didn't write it. Somebody else did. But
He didn't write it?
said that he did like extra material.
All right, I thought he'd written and directed
Somebody else wrote it. Starring Noel Clarke. Also starring Ian Somerhalder from Lost fame and the original. No, he wasn't in the originals. Vampire Diaries. He was in that as well. He's been in loads of stuff. And Luke Hemsworth, one of the lesser known Hemsworths. And fuck me, Brian Cox.
Could you really say that was starring Brian Cox?
No, he wasn't
He
starring.
didn't have a line.
To be honest, he was barely in it. But yeah, let's talk about the Anomaly. Well, I'll let you go with the plot because I got a text last night that led me to believe you had no idea what the plot was.
I had no idea what it started strong.
Right.
So, Noel Clarke wakes up in a van, and there's a little kid who has got a bit pedigree about him. This kid, you know, he's been in a lot of stuff. He's been in Game of Thrones.
Cool.
I think he was in Game of Thrones. He
Right.
was in San Andreas with The Rock.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's been in loads. Honestly,
I never even looked him up.
I did last night because I was that bored.
He
Maybe that's why
he was only in the very start of the movie, and then he was in a meat pack for the rest of the movie.
fucking meat pack.
Question, right?
Go.
When he's in that meat pack, because, by the way, he gets kidnapped, Noel Clarke tries to find him, and he's in a meat pack. And it contains acid all around him, keeping him, like whatever. How did the acid not burn him? Like, how did the acid not fucking... Was he that hypodermically sealed?
I don't know.
Come on, then.
So Art Parkinson is his name.
Right. I actually know that. Yeah, that does ring a bell.
And he's actually a decent little actor.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you know? Game of Thrones, San Andreas, Dracula Untold, The Anomaly. He's been in a good few things.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a decent little actor. And he was in the movie for 2 minutes.
Yeah. And he screamed and cried quite well, though.
He did, and he's a decent little actor, and that fucking annoyed me. Okay, so right, so it started off well.
Okay.
Started off okay. We got a little bit of slow mo fighting. They go on the run after escaping from the van, and then I've got no real idea of what the movie was about after that. Noel Clarke was doing all timey-wimey stuff. There was different versions of him. And it was like every single scene had a fucking fight scene with slow motion. Too much slow motion. I really had no idea what this movie was supposed to be about.
To be honest, neither have I. He was an ex-veteran who'd been taken in, and Brian Cox and Brian Cox's son, who were like a couple of scientists, sort of like... They put that fucking thing in him that made him jump back in time, jump forward in
Which turned
time.
out to be a scarab or something.
Yeah, which was weird. And he basically jumped between times to try and... But every time he jumped, he remembered the last thing, and he was trying to get himself to the point where he could overcome the odds and find out where the kid was, save the kid, essentially, and take down the evil corporation. That's pretty much in a nutshell. With some pretty badass fight amazing fight sequences. Completely agree with you. They didn't need to slow-mo everything. Like, I'm with you there. But I didn't know he had fighting chops like that, because Noel Clarke is kicking some serious ass in this film.
Well, you see, the thing is, I don't think it was actually... it was slowed down post-edit. I think they were just going...
You think that was his actual fighting
I think
style?
that's what it was. Yeah.
Maybe.
Not good. Not good.
Did you not like it?
No, I was bored.
You were bored? Oh.
I was arsing about with my phone, fell asleep for a good 15 minutes. It was shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's upset me, because although I didn't love this film, I mildly enjoyed it. It was serviceable. It was decent. I thought Noel Clarke, his fighting ability did actually impress me. He is a bit of a damn squib for the rest of the movie, though. And I don't know if it's because he's like jumping from time to time and all that, and he's meant to be a bit hazy as he goes.
See, that's the thing. Like at the start of it, I thought he's just playing Mickey from Doctor Who.
Yeah. Which for you can't be a bad thing, though, can it?
Yeah.
Do you?
No, I just wanted to watch Doctor Who instead.
Movie, I thought, for a British movie, I thought looked really good. Like,
it looked good. I will agree
stylish
with
as
you there. It looked really good. I liked the phones.
Phones were cool. Yeah.
So the movie looked great. I suppose the fighting scenes, you know, they were well done. It was too fucking much slow motion.
Yeah, I'm completely with you on
But
that one.
other than that, they looked fine. The guns were cool as well. That went lighty uppy in that. There was no point in Brian Cox being in that film.
No, there wasn't.
I was pissed off that kid got fucking written out after 2 minutes of the film.
Yep.
Noel Clarke is still a fucking damn fine actor.
Oh yeah, God yeah.
You know, there was a bit at the end. I did watch it to the end, although every part of me was telling me not to. You know, the bit in the end where he was like, I fucking don't know what he was doing, but he was like crying and stuff. And you know, Noel Clarke is a damn fine actor. I can't believe they did. And you're never going to believe this.
Why not? Is that not like the sign of every good movie?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's just mental. Absolutely fucking mental.
There was one scene I wanted to point out that, and I know you weren't keen on the slow motion and all that, but the fighting scene in the hallway of what I assumed was a bit of a strip club with the Russians and stuff.
Yeah.
And the camera kind of goes into the window box where the woman's normally dancing on the pole, and it went quite. The music was still there, and the music, by the way, fucking synth as fuck. Synth.
Yeah, that was bollocks as well.
And you know, I love me a good synth as fuck 80s theme tune. Like, I love that kind of shit. But like, it
was like it was like every time the fight scenes came out of nowhere.
Yeah, they really.
It was like a bad porn film. It was like suddenly they start fucking, but instead it was like they're fighting now.
Yeah,
and it was like
because they only had 10 minutes each time he jumped. Every time he jumped, he had 10 minutes.
Oh, fucking
He
hell.
had to get in and get out.
Pish.
So he had to he had to do his fucking, his fighting, and then be all like, I'm about to time warp, and then time warp. But yeah, that's
what would have been better actually is if they had like, let's do the time warp again.
I quite liked the bits when he was jumping and the guy had strapped that ball to him, and every time he dropped the ball, he got all hazy as fuck. Fuck you. But yeah, that scene I was on about when they're fighting and the camera goes into the nudie booth, we'll call it, and it's kind of looking out and he's smacking the guy's head against it and the music kind of dampens. I thought that was cool as fuck.
I can't remember.
I super liked that bit. But then like he was having a fight and somebody started doing parkour, which came out of nowhere as well. Yeah.
No.
So 0%? Does it deserve the 0%?
No, but only just.
Only just. So maybe like a 1%?
Maybe like a 10%.
10%?
Yeah, Noel Clarke is a fucking great British
It's
actor.
Noel Clarke.
And he's a great director. And, you know, like you said, the movie looks pretty damn nice for a British film. And I would assume a low budget. But the movie is fucking insane.
Yeah, it's confusing. It's about as confusing as Primer. And Primer's fucking confusing.
No, it doesn't deserve 0%, mostly because of Noel Clarke.
Yeah, I'll give it that. I'm the same with you. I don't think it deserved 0%. I don't know what I would give it. Like I say, Noel is a fucking great actor. Although I thought his acting was a bit lackluster in this. I don't know if that was just the character he was playing. His directing, he made some very interesting choices because I didn't realise at first when I was watching it, I didn't see his name in the credits at the start, saying directed by Noel Clarke. I went on IMDb halfway through the movie because I wanted to know who the guy was he was fighting, the big fucking Sergio, I think he was called. Turns out he's a UFC fighter.
Alright.
Because when he was punching, I'm thinking, they look fucking sore.
Bless him. Do you think that UFC guy was like, this is my big acting break?
Probably. They all think that though, don't they? And then they go nowhere.
No.
But I thought he made some really interesting directing choices, like both like some of the shots that were getting done and just some of the choices directors make with story. Just didn't make a whole great deal of sense, but he made some interesting choices. So I put it out on the Twitter. I put a poll out. Oh, I've never done a poll on Twitter.
Have you not?
No. I probably have years ago, but so yeah, I put it out there. It says, did at Noel Clarke 2014 movie, the Anomaly movie. Noel Clarke didn't chime in. before you get excited.
Oh.
Deserve 0% on RT. We will discuss on this week's 0% as section. So yeah, we got a few people voting. I've got a funny feeling not everybody knew what they were voting on, but we got a few votes. So in last place with whatever Chris says was 17%.
Oh, they got 17. That's okay.
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
Joint second with whatever Kev says, and deserved hot trash with 25%, but with 33% of the vote said not a chance, hidden gem.
Fucking hidden gem. No.
I wouldn't say it's a hidden gem.
No.
But it was up there. It was up there.
No,
So-
we'll go with whatever Chris says.
I had to put whatever Kev says. You were winning for a while as well.
Yeah?
I kept looking at it thinking, that if that fucker beats me, because I can't vote on it. I was thinking, if that fucker beats me.
I'm hardly on Twitter these days, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I've noticed. So yeah, we've got another movie.
We do.
And this time, it's a 2013 movie. Because we're going back.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I've had an interesting idea for maybe the one after this. Because I didn't have enough time to do it for this one. But we may be switching it up a little bit.
Swing it out to 1%.
That would be great. But yeah, the 2013 movie we are going to be tackling is called Stranded. It is the clear winner of that year with 15 rotten reviews.
I think I've heard of this.
It is a science fiction, so we'll stay in sci-fi.
Oh, I've not heard of this. I thought it was Madonna.
It's a science fiction. No, that's Swept Away.
Yeah, same thing.
That would be a 0%. It's a science fiction horror film directed and co-written by Roger Christian, starring Christian Slater.
Damn.
We got a Christian Slater movie, boys.
Huh.
I'm quite looking forward to this.
Okay.
So yeah, astronauts stranded on a lunar mine. I'm in already. I'm in all there already. So yeah, that's what we're doing next. 2013's Stranded, starring Christian Slater.
Jobs are good.
I love me some Christian Slater.
Yeah. You never got into Mr. Robot, did you?
No. I might do one day. It's like 6 series in, so there's no point now.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's 2.
There's still no point now. So yeah, we're going to play another cheeky little promo and then go on to our world famous What Have You Been Watching section.
We'll do just the pilot first.
Just the pilot. Oh, you want to get this show?
I want to get it out of the way.
Okay, so quick promo, just the pilot coming up.
Coming to you live from a dimension where Rick and Morty podcasts are in fact a thing. Brandon and Travis bring you nigh-weekly RAM content to wet your whistle and kick your listening pleasure into 12th gear. Check out Interdimensional RSS, the unofficial Rick and Morty podcast, everywhere podcasts are sold. Wubba-lubba-dub-dub!
And again, I said just a promo, but I'll probably put a trailer for Deuce.
Do you have to?
Deuce.
Juice.
You didn't like this, did you?
I hate it.
So let's talk about just the pilot. This is your section, so go for it.
Yeah, so as Kev said, we had to watch the pilot of The Deuce. Or The Deuce. I can't say it any other fucking way than how I'm saying it. The Deuce.
Surprisingly, I don't remember seeing many Jews in it.
Not the Jews.
Or Juice.
The Deuce.
The Deuce.
Fuck you.
Deuce, not Juice.
I'm saying it proper.
I like some juice. Give me some juice.
Motherfucker.
There was a guy who came into work today. He was doing a delivery, and he had the most Ouija accent I've ever heard in my life. And see, when he left, I was talking like him for an hour
I believe you.
because it was great. He's
Yeah.
like, I totally
Well,
started
considering the last time we went up to Glasgow filming Comic-Con, you did that for 2 hours in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on the way to Wales, it was like 2 hours of Welsh.
Yeah. And Ricky Gervais impressions.
Yeah. And then on the way to Merca, it was like, 2 hours of Trump impressions.
Nah.
Who got banned from Twitter for 12 minutes.
Yeah, I read that.
That guy's a legend.
Yeah.
The guy who did that is a
You would
legend.
though, wouldn't you?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I would make it so he couldn't enable it again.
Would you not, rather than deleting it, going just like, going, I am Donald Trump and I like black people, I like gay people, I like the Arabs, go Isis.
But he does like the Arabs. They make him a lot of money.
Next.
So yeah,
just the pilot.
Just the pilot.
The Deuce.
Okay.
Or you say it your way.
The Deuce.
The Deuce.
Come on.
Yeah. So
What's it about?
What did you think? Well, it's set in the 1970s in New York, and it's about whores and drugs and
It's about whores and drugs.
drugs and whores and stuff and things.
It's not about whores and drugs. It's about the legalization of prostitution, the rise of prostitution and drugs.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm quite scared to tell you because I legitimately really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
The first episode, a bit long for the first episode.
2 hours long, wasn't it?
But it's like, yeah, they do that on the pilot episodes for those shows. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was excellently written, but I love The Wire, and it's written by the same guys that write The Wire. So, and it felt just like watching The Wire set in the 70s with whores and drugs. Whores. But honestly, I really enjoyed it.
I did not. I hate it from
I
start
know
to
you
finish.
did. I know you didn't. I cannot understand.
I hated it.
Maybe you should just delete The Wire off your Skybox.
Yeah, I've done it already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated it.
What was it you didn't like?
I don't know.
the whores.
The whores? I don't want any whores on my TV, alright?
You're a sensitive boy, aren't you, Chris?
What are you speaking like that for? Chris Eubank.
Because that's what he does in Snatch. You're a sensitive boy, aren't you, Tommy? Anyway, come on.
Anyway. Yeah, just, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I was trying to be fucking dark and gritty and you know, realistic and all that shite, and
it wasn't very realistic, to be honest. Like,
I just didn't like it.
No?
At all. Didn't like it at all. Again, similar to bloody the Anomaly, I had to fight to not put it off.
Is it because you saw two man's knobs?
Was it 2 man snobs?
You saw...
Well, there was like a fucking young bloody laddie's knob.
Yeah, you saw his knob.
Yeah, I saw that. I can't remember the other one's knob.
I didn't think you were allowed to show people's knobs on TV.
Well, you see, I thought there was a thing that you weren't allowed. You were allowed to show noobs, but you weren't allowed to show erect noobs.
Oh, right. Is that
but
the crack?
that's apparently all gone to shit because there was an erect noob on American Gods.
Right.
Like,
why can't you show an erect knob?
I don't know, because Americans, they didn't show TVs till like fucking 2 years ago or something. Not TVs, toilets.
Toilets?
They weren't allowed to show toilets.
Toilets?
You know what a toilet is?
As in a toilet you poop on?
Yeah.
Why weren't they allowed to show toilets?
They didn't allow you to show toilets because it reminded people of what you do in the toilet. I'm not making that up.
That's a thing. That's a genuine thing.
Yeah. Maybe not 2 years ago, but that is a thing.
That's mental.
That is definitely a thing.
But in Everybody Loves Raymond, he's always on the toilet.
No, he wasn't.
He's always in the bathroom.
Aye, he's in the bathroom.
Oh, so you're allowed
But
to
he's
show
not sat on the fucking toilet.
So you're not allowed to show people sat on the toilet?
Well, again, it's from back in the day, but
That's
that is a
crazy.
thing. It is a thing. Anyway, back to the Deuce. Watch Mad Men. All that shit's in there. Yeah, it was not my cup of tea at all. I just like, no, hated it. Fucking hated it. You know, it was better. A better show, also set in the 1970s in New York. Also kind of gritty at times, but funny as fuck at times. Was I'm Dying Up Here.
You've told me
It was about struggling comedians
Yeah, you told me
in the
about
1970s in New York. Fucking fantastic show. Watch that. Don't watch that pish.
So, before we move on, because obviously you want to move on, what did you think of Franco pulling in double duties?
Pish.
I wasn't keen
No,
on
it
it.
looked like shite.
I wasn't keen on it. I liked the main Franco, who was working behind the bar. I liked him. But then when he was talking to his brother, who was also Franco, you should have just got Dave Franco to play that role.
Yeah.
But I basically sat there and I was like, oh, that looks fucking terrible. Not at all like, what was it, Double Impact, where it looked amazing.
Oh, yeah.
With Van Damme's. But, yeah, that didn't work. What did you think of Maggie? Apart from her looking like a downtrodden hooer.
She did look like a downtrodden hooer.
Got to see her boobs, though.
Yeah.
I like Maggie's boobs.
Really?
I just like Maggie.
Nah.
Big fan of Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Nah, watch...
Secretary. Yes.
No. The one, The Honourable Woman, if you like Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh, I love Maggie Gyllenhaal.
That was very good.
She is very me wow.
Not in that, though.
So what's next?
Next,
So would you recommend it?
Absolutely fucking not.
I've downloaded them all, and apparently I viewed them all. Because what I must have done was I watched the first episode.
Did you fall asleep?
And no, you know how Sky like just automatically downloads the next episode and then goes on to it.
Yeah.
I put the droid box, the something else on
The what now?
to watch another movie,
The what,
to watch a different movie, and it turns out it just kept going. And when Lindsay came downstairs the next morning, she's like, "Fuck me, did he stay up all night and watch all that series?" But no, I haven't. I will watch the next one because the end was interesting.
I can't remember the end. I was mostly like, fucking fantastic, it's done. No, I would not recommend it. I would recommend that everybody watch I'm Dying Up Here.
Okay.
That only finished a few weeks ago, so that will be available on a box set.
Do me a favour and don't watch The Wire.
No,
Because I can't have somebody destroying The Wire.
the only reason I was going to watch that anyway was because Idris Elba was in it, and I
Yeah.
didn't realise he was.
And he's great in it.
But I'm not going to watch that. Next, Just a Pilot, is a show that's only just started this week. It is a Sky One exclusive. Ooh. Yeah, no. It's called Sick Note.
Okay.
It stars Rupert Grint,
Oh yeah, I've
Nick
seen
Frost,
the trailer.
and Don Johnson. So it's about a guy who pretends to be ill or pretends to be dying to get out of something. I don't know because I've not watched it yet. And everything goes to fuck.
Is Rupert Grint pulling in double duties then? Because is he not in the Snatch TV show on AMC right now?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah, maybe a thing. That may be a thing, aye.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He's playing the ginger one in Snatch.
Well, he will be. Yeah.
That's how that works.
So Sick Note is the next Just a Pilot. I think I'm looking forward to this one.
Nick Frost's in it, so I'm
Yes,
good with that. I like a bit of Nick Frost. I do like Nick Frost. He's good. So are we going to
There
move
we
on
go.
to what we've been
Let's
watching?
talk about what we've been watching.
Okay, so quick promo, and this time there will be one.
Greetings from Tromaville. I'm Lloyd Kaufman, president of Troma Entertainment and creator of The Toxic Avenger. You know, folks, when the Troma team and I are not making those great movies like Tromeo and Juliet and Terra Firma and Return to Nukem High, aka Volume 2, the Troma team and I like to kick back and inhale the most educational and entertaining podcast in the world, Poop Culture.
Hello, I'm Toxie. Toxie, I love poop culture. Poop culture is the best. I like poop culture. In fact, I even look like some poop right now. If you look closely, it's kind of a poop.
But I'm 70 years old and I want to blow my fucking brains out. So, honestly, I don't even know why I care.
1, 2, 3, 4. Poop culture, yeah.
So what have you been watching, Chris?
I just got a reply from Barn. He's fucking impressed. There you go. I just need to send him a photo. 2 seconds.
You well impressed with that one?
I'm quite pleased with that one.
Yeah.
As you said, normally I'm not funny, so...
No, it's not that you're not well, you're not funny most of the time, but it's like you went to the effort. Like, you're the kind of guy that won't even eat a takeaway. Like, you're fussy about takeaways, but you went to an effort to...
I'm not fussy about takeaways. Just,
you fucking are.
well, just not the kind of takeaways you eat.
Everything. I'll eat fucking any takeaway.
Well, yeah, I won't, you see. I'm more selective.
McDonald's,
Nope.
Chinese,
Nope.
Indian,
Nope.
I'll eat any of them. You're just like, chippy.
Pretty much.
Let's walk about for half an hour and settle on a fucking chippy. Kid of Insta.
Don't fucking start that bollocks.
What?
There was nowhere there. Don't start that with me. Don't put that on my fucking door. Anyway, so...
What have you been watching?
What have you been watching, Kev? Well, okay, right. I have only... I've only watched one film.
Oh, fuck.
Well, actually, technically, I've watched two films
I've got
because I
loads.
watched one last night that we're going to speak about.
Ooh.
I know. But, yes, I've got a good few TV shows to talk about with you.
Cool.
The film I want to talk about first is Batman vs. Two-Face,
Yep.
which was awesome.
I was going to talk about that on the last episode, but for some reason I didn't.
You had the foresight because I hadn't watched it yet.
I had it on my what have we been watching, but I must have just dropped it halfway through the episode and not talked about it.
Fair enough.
Which I think is like a bollocks, but I did it.
Shuddy. Yeah. Fucking Bill Shatner as Two-Face, man.
Yeah, Bill Shatner,
Fucking
man.
awesome.
Bill
Fucking
Shatner's
great.
the dude.
Brilliant hero in Adam West as Bats again.
That was his last.
Now, I'm not sure about that because I read a thing on Digital Spy, which I was going to put in the news, but I forgot, that it may not be his last outing as Batman.
So has he Stan Lee'd it? You know,
Maybe-
Stan Lee's like
maybe
recorded all
he
his
has.
cameos for the next 10 movies.
Maybe he has.
He's done with those voiceovers for the next 15 movies.
Maybe it's just like an Adam West voice synthesizer.
Like what the guys in South Park done to Chef.
Yeah.
That would be great. If Adam West just get like, no, I want your balls. I'd be like, no, I want you. No, that's bullshit. Anna. Yeah, anyway, Batman Two-Face.
Dear me.
You enjoy it?
Loved it.
It's good enough.
Absolutely loved it. I've been
Campy
quite
as shit,
negative
like.
so far in this episode.
It is campy as shit.
It's great. It's just the same as Return of the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
I fucking loved it from start to finish. This was the same. The animation wasn't quite as good as Return of the Dark Knight.
No, it wasn't.
But it was still, it's just, as you say, campy as fuck. Just in the same vein as the 60s TV show. Fantastic here in Adam West and Burt Ward back as Batman and Robin. Bill Shatner, as we've said, plays Two-Face and Harvey Dent. And so the plot of the movie is that Harvey Dent and no, Doctor
Strange?
Nope.
Manhattan?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
Hugo Strange, yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, Hugo Strange.
Yeah. Has developed a thing to suck evil out of people.
Yes.
Yes, but it all goes wrong. And that's how Two-Face is created. Yeah, so half of him is evil. And then in the opening credits, Batman and Robin have fought Two-Face, been kind of half 1960s Batman, being defeated by Two-Face, caught Two-Face, locked Two-Face up, and then... and sort of, done rehab on him. So
Because that's how that works.
Yeah. So it was a lot covered. And so Harvey Dent is now back in. He's like a assistant to the assistant DA. See what I did there?
I did.
Good lad.
I liked it.
Good lad.
Not many people are going to get that reference.
Nah, who cares? We got it, and that's all that counts. And then, so Two-Face kind of comes back, and then Harvey Dent doesn't know anything about it, and it's yeah.
And I enjoyed that.
I want everybody to watch it. I don't want to give any more away about the story because it's so intricate, but it's great. It's just fucking great. If you're a fan of in any way, shape, or form of the 1960s show, just watch it. It's so fucking good.
It does very much encapsulate everything about
Yes.
that series and that time. So yeah,
I preferred Return of the Caped Crusaders to this one, but it was still great. Bill Shatner.
Yeah.
Come on.
I watched a movie that I put on the Facebook that just because everybody hates it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad film. And you were intrigued by it. I watched Luc Besson's Valerian and the City of a Thousand
Oh,
Planets.
okay.
I absolutely loved this movie. I've actually watched it twice now because it's fucking brilliant. It's like it's Luc Besson at his all-time best. Well, not his all-time best, but Luc Besson recently has been doing like producer on like Taken, all these shitty fucking Liam Neeson movies. Like Luc Besson's name's usually on it. Gone are the days of like Leon and The Fifth Element. He's not making movies as good as that anymore. This movie couldn't be any more Fifth Element if it tried. It's so fucking like grand, epic scale, space, sci-fi fucking opera. It's just awesome. People are probably going to give me shit for this because a lot of people hated Valerian. I loved it. Dane DeHaan pulling in the lead role.
And that, Cara something.
Cara
Delevingne, is it?
And let me tell you something about Cara Delevingne, right? I know you didn't like her as the Enchantress. I know you thought she was a dose of bullshit in that film.
That's nothing to do with her. That's the character. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
movie. I actually have seen her in stuff before, and I think she's fucking great. That's nothing to do with Suicide Squad.
I felt like in this, because she's a supermodel, she's a model, she's not, an actress. She can act, but she's not an actress, she's not trained as an actress, she's a model. She gets roles because she's fucking tidy. That's
Weird eyebrows.
Yeah, weird eyebrows, especially in this. But in this movie, I kind of got the feeling like she was just having a ton of fun. Because I would say about 90% of this film is green screen. Like, because it's all set in space, set on, like, off-world planets, and everything just looks fucking gorgeous. I mean, the start of the movie is remember in the trailer when you saw like those big lanky fucks on the beach, and you were saying that looks trippy as balls.
Yeah.
So it starts with that. Starts there. That planet gets destroyed by some reason. I don't really want to go into how it gets destroyed because that's a spoiler in that. And then
Death Star.
and then it goes into this montage of what was the song that was on? Oh man, the song was fucking great. Ground Control to Major Tom.
Oh, yeah.
David Bowie. Not a big fan of David Bowie, but every now and then one of his songs gets used in the most perfect way, and this is one of those times. Ground Control to Major Tom comes on, and it's like it's showing you Earth now to like 400 years later through a montage.
Okay.
So they build a space station, they send it up into space, and they're trying to like build sort of like an ecosystem in space on this ship. And then like it starts with the Americans, because everything starts with the Americans, and then the Chinese go up and shake hands, all pally, and then the Russians go up, the Brits go up, and then after a little while it cuts forward a little bit. The guy who's introducing everybody is a little bit older now, and then aliens start coming to the ship, like other species start coming to the ship, and it's kind of one of those things like the world is changing, this ship is the epitome of change. They're building a civilization, they're kind of DS9 it on like this ship outside Earth's atmosphere, but to the point where it gets too big and it becomes too much of a civilization that they have to send it off. So it gets sent off into space to seek out new life forms and, you know, explore whatever and all that.
Patrick Stewart in it.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And it goes off, cuts to 400 years later, and that's where the movie starts. I don't really want to go into it any further because most of the movie is set on the ship, because that is Valerian. No, the kid's Valerian. Aye, the kid's Valerian. Dane DeHaan's Valerian. So they go to the ship. Something's going on there. They have to figure it out because they're like secret agents of the government type thing, but in space. And honestly, I love this film. Like I
did say to you at the time, you know what? Which film was it? Was it BVS? No, I can't remember what film it was. We saw the trailer for that.
It possibly was.
Oh,
BVS.
Homecoming. Was it Homecoming?
Yes, Homecoming. Yeah.
I said to you at the time, or shortly after, that's going to be John Carter. Is that the hype of it? It's one of the most expensive films ever. That pisses people off.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, I'm not. It looked too trippy for me. I didn't really fancy it from the trailer. I kind of thought, that's mental. I'm not watching that.
Honestly, man, it's fucking. Oh, it's so Luc Besson though, and it's Luc Besson when he was good, not the shit Luc Besson that we've had for the last 10 years. Like the amazing Luc Besson, who knows how to use visual effects that look fucking gorgeous. He knows how to use the screen and just take up every set. There's a scene in the movie where Dane and Cara go to this place called Big Market, and they get there and it's like this walled city, but basically there's nothing in there. It's like a desert, and Dane DeHaan's about to go in, and the guy's like, remember, if you want to get the full experience, you have to wear the gloves so you can feel things, and wear the visor so you can see things. And then there's like this Stargate type thing, so they walk through the Stargate with the visor on and the gloves on. And when the visor comes down, you see the city, and it's just Fifth Element. Like, it's a massive fuck-off city. But then it cuts back to what Cara can see, because she's not got the visor on at this point, and it's just empty desert. There's fuck all there. And then you put the visor on. Oh, man. Such a good film.
I might check it out.
I hate the fact that people gave it such a hard time.
It's... this keeps on happening, though, Kev. It's... As I said, people get pissed off when when companies start using that as part of their marketing campaign or whatever. It's one of the most expensive Waterworld, one of the most expensive movies ever made. People don't like it.
Yeah.
And that's the reason for like Waterworld shouldn't be considered a flop.
Not a chance.
It's a fucking amazing film, and anyone who says otherwise can fuck right off.
Yeah.
So, you know what, I will give it a go. I'm going to give it a go.
I think you might like it.
I didn't really fancy it from the trailers. It was nothing to do with the money that was spent on it. I just didn't think it was my cup of tea. But, you know what, fuck it, I'll give it a go.
And you know what, if you don't like it, that's fine. I'm not saying it's going to be everybody's cup of tea, but for some reason, from the moment that movie started till the credits came up at the end, I was in love with it. I was absolutely in love with everything. And there was a couple of like characters came into it, and I was kind of, oh, you've kind of Jar Jarred that, but not enough that I hated it. Like, and Rihanna's in it halfway through, and she's actually really good in it. She does like a little dance and like, "Get me rude, boy, dig it in." I'm not going down.
Although she was actually okay as Marion Crane in Bates Motel.
Sure.
Because I was worried about that.
Yeah, you were. I remember.
Yeah, and she was all right.
Okay.
All right.
So what else have you been watching, Christopher?
Well, I've only got one other film to talk about.
Okay.
And I think it's one we're going to talk about together. I know. Wow, that ended up in a different place. So do you want to talk about any other films before we go to that one?
I have one that I watched last night because it turned up in places and things. So I watched it. Never heard anything about it. Mark Hamill's in it. So straight away I was like, I'm watching that.
Yeah.
Andy Samberg plays a little bit of a cameo, so I was like, I'm okay with that. Greg Kinnear's in it. I like a bit of Greg Kinnear. So I was sat there looking at the cast, and I was like, I'm going to give that a shot. And it turned out to be an absolutely surreal little fucking gem of a movie. Movie is called Brigsby Bear.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
No.
Like I say, I'd never heard of it. I've never seen anything about it. But the name Mark Hamill is enough for me to watch it.
Definitely.
Because fucking Mark Hamill. And I'm not going to say a massive great deal about it, because you kind of just have to see it. It's kind of like one of those Napoleon Dynamite movies. Sort of, you're not expecting it to be good, and everything inside you is screaming this is going to be shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's great. You just have to keep watching it and just get into it. And yeah, so basically, like, there's a kid in it. He's not a kid. He's like, I think he's about 28 or something. And he lives in sort of like a fallout bunker. And you're supposed to believe that the outside world is being destroyed. It's like post-apocalyptic type thing. He lives in a bunker, and he spends all his days watching a TV show called Brigsby Bear. And he's got videotape upon videotape upon videotape of Brigsby Bear, and he just loves it. He's got all the posters on his wall.
Okay.
Absolutely loves it. His dad is Mark Hamill. I can't remember who played his mum, but it's somebody I recognised. So his dad can go out into the world wearing a gas mask and all that, and they all love Brigsby Bear and everything. He goes
This
away.
isn't like an episode of Black Mirror.
Honestly, because it could very well be an episode of Black Mirror. One night he decides he's going to go out onto the top, and he's going to, I think he's done it a few times, but you don't really see that. And he sits out there, he's got a gas mask on, and he sees like lights in the distance, like police lights coming towards him, so he starts freaking out. Mm-hmm. Runs back into the bunker, because there's like a dome, greenhouse type dome on top of it.
Right.
So he runs back in, the police come charging in, they grab him, and they arrest the parents. So it cuts to him being in like an interrogation room, and Greg Kinnear's playing the detective and all that. And what you find out over the next 5-10 minutes is that Mark Hamill and his wife kidnapped the kid when he was a baby.
Okay.
And he's been living in that bunker his whole life, watching Brigsby Bear, because that just keeps coming back, and it's fucking priceless. And then they've built this whole life for him, but it's not his life. And then they take him and they put him back with his parents, but in his head, Mark Hamill and the woman, like, that's his parents, and he can't wrap his head around that. And he's kind of like, where's Brigsby Bear? I need the next episode of Brigsby Bear. That's the only way he can function. And they're kind of like, when he was leaving the fallout bunker, when Mark Hamill was leaving the fallout bunker, he was going to a warehouse where he had the set of Brigsby Bear, and he was filming the episodes. So every day he was making new episodes for the kid.
Okay.
It sounds sinister as fuck. There's this whole sinister undertone to the movie, but it's so sweet and charming and endearing that is just like completely out of your head. Like, it's kind of like every time they bring it up, it's like, where the fuck did that come from? Because you kind of just go with it. But it's such a nice little... Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It took me by surprise, if I'm honest. Not one of the greatest movies I've ever seen, but really well written, really well acted. Mark Hamill's great in it, and Greg Kinnear's fantastic in it, because I don't want to say too much else about it. You need to give it a watch.
Okay,
Brigsby Bear. I think everybody should give it a chance.
I've literally never heard of it.
Neither had I.
No.
Neither had I, but you know how you get the little pictures on the screen that come up? It came up and it said Mark Hamill, and I was like, I'm watching that. So yeah, give it a go. I think you'll enjoy it. You like Napoleon Dynamite, and it's sort of
Mark Hamill's in it. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
You've already sold me.
Yep. It's just one of those sweet little hidden gems that comes along every once in a while, and it took me by surprise. So yeah.
Good.
It was nice because, to be honest, I had like another film on there that I really don't want to talk about, so that meant I didn't have to.
Fair enough. Yep. Okay, so will we talk about The House of Screaming Death?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh no!
I know.
Fuck me.
I know. I ran out of time.
Oh.
You can talk about it.
Well, okay. Well, right. Well, I'm going to talk about it without spoilers anyway.
I'll pretend I've watched it.
Well, no, you can't do that. That would be dishonest.
Well,
well, yeah, we were sent the screener of House of Screaming Death.
Yeah, he finally pulled his finger out.
He did. That about half an hour after we finished recording. But yeah, so I watched it last night after I watched that fucking pile of shite, The Anomaly.
A palate cleanser.
Yeah. So it was great. Well, basically, so as we kind of thought, like, well, Ian McNeice, his character is called the Architect.
Yep.
So he's kind of, overseeing everything type of thing.
Like The Matrix Reloaded. Architect.
Oh, better than that. Way better than that. Way better than that shite. Yeah, so, well, basically, it's a series of stories.
Yeah.
Right, so there's like 4 stories. I've got the names of them here.
Ooh.
I know. Hold on a minute. The first tale is called Lady in Grey.
Right.
Is
it about Dorian Gray?
It is about a ghost.
Oh no!
Oh, right, I've lost it. Wait a minute. There we go. What the fuck's happening? Right. My phone's been going weird. I don't know what the hell that is. Anyway, so the first tale is called Lady in Grey.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all of the stories are based in the same house.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah. So it's houses, the same house, like different periods of time, and different owners of the house. Right. So the first one, Lady in Grey, is the owner of a house who's just come back from the First World War, which I like.
You do.
Yep. And so he's I think he's the caretaker of the house.
Right.
So he's come back from war. He's a bit, fucked up in the head kind of thing, and all that. So he's kind of trying to find, or he's trying to see the ghost of the house, Lady in Grey. So that's the first story of it. The next story is The Witch in the Mirror. It's all witchcrafty in that.
Nice.
It's got some nice sort of they pay homage to different different types of horror movies.
Which you'd
different
imagine
horror
from
movies.
You'd
and all
imagine
that
that from Dave.
Yeah. So this one, there's a lot of. Do you remember in The Exorcist, where there was bits in The Exorcist where it was like just for a second there was like a flash of something, like a pair of eyes or something like that. There's a lot of this kind of thing in The Witch in the Mirror. So this one is set in I think it's the 70s.
Cool.
I think it was the 70s. It starts in 1933 and then it flashes forward. I'm guessing it flashes forward from the cars that are in it and the dress. It looks a bit 60s, 70s-y. So a woman has inherited the house. Her and her boyfriend move in, and then it's like a load of sort of witchy stuff going on and all that kind of thing. Creepy as fuck, this one, right? So that one was really, really good. That I think... It's really hard to pick, but I think that was probably my favourite one. Next one is called The Vampire. Or The Vampire.
You love a vampire.
Or The Vampire, yeah. So this one is set in 1888. And it's about a lad, or just a young bloke who is he's sort of spending time in the house because he's got, he's sort of catching up with work and all that kind of thing. He sort of goes to interacts with like the locals and that, who start telling him about stories of a monster and all that kind of thing.
A vampire.
They don't say vampire.
Oh.
But there's sort of like, it's a bit of homage to Nosferatu,
right?
Which Dave was a big fan of.
Yeah.
The guy who plays the vampire is a fucking sinister motherfucker. The guy who plays the lad, I think it's that Brett. I want to say Brett Dewsbury,
right?
Who I think is one of the writers of Sustain.
Right.
I think he actually may be the main character. Off the top of my head, I'm going to say he's the main character. He's like the brother.
Right, yeah.
In Sustain.
I think you're right there.
He's great. He does a fucking fantastic job. Just sort of portraying the fuck me kind of, of it. So there's that story. I'm not going to tell you how any of them end. No, fuck off. Watch it yourself, you lazy prick. The last tale is called, I'm going to maybe fucking fuck this up, Diabolique. Diabolique.
Go on then.
Aye. This one did not go anywhere that I was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm actually not going to tell you anything about this one.
Okay.
Yeah. So you need to watch it for yourself. It's a fucking great little film. It's it's a series of little films.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all kind of tied together with Ian McNeice sort of reading.
So is he like the Crypt Keeper?
Kind of.
Cool.
Kind of. Yes.
See, now I want to watch it.
And it's got a very, very interesting end to it. And that's all I'm saying. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it's still doing the rounds at the festivals and all that kind of thing. If anyone sees this, as anyone is near any of the festivals and all that, and you see this film advertised, go and see it. House of Screaming Death. I thoroughly enjoyed it from start to finish. The Witch in the Mirror, I think, was my favourite one, closely followed by the Vampire, because Buffy.
Yeah, vampires.
And vampires, exactly.
Yeah.
But I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you think about it.
I am going to watch it. I did sit down to watch it last night. I did. That's no lie. I did sit down to watch it last night, but I ended up reading the last book of Daniel's rough draft that he sent us.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I ended up reading that, and yeah,
it's on my PC at work, but
so I ran out of time.
I've been working and stuff.
Yeah, I know. But I ran out of time watching it. I will definitely watch it for the next episode, and I will let you know what I think.
Cool.
Was you watching it like, I can't wait to watch Sustained?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
We are looking forward to that anyway. Yeah. But yeah, you did your homework on that. Before we move on to any TV kind of stuff, did you ever have any interest in seeing Jeepers Creepers 3?
No.
Yeah, good call. What a shower of fucking shite.
To be perfectly honest, I kind of hadn't even realised that they'd done a second one. The first one was okay.
I love the first one. I think the first movie is a fantastic film. I think it gets very overlooked on the horror scene because obviously the director's like a bit of a dirty old man. Came out a couple of years ago,
right.
And that's why it took them so long to get the third one made, because nobody wanted to work with him. And anybody who did want to work with him was getting told, yeah, you shouldn't work with him.
Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the first movie is phenomenal. I love the first Jeepers Creepers. The second movie, not so much. I mean, the only thing that held that together was like Justin Long did a little cameo in it. That was about as good as it got. And then the girl from the first movie makes a little cameo in this one, which kind of sets it up for a Jeepers Creepers 4, and I hope they don't do it. Because this one just stunk to high heaven. Stunk. Talk about 0%. So, yeah, what else you got?
Okay, well, TV shows now. Yeah, well, basically, I've been addicted to the South Park game, Catcher But Home, which I think I'm nearly finished.
Mm-hmm.
I've basically been playing that pretty much every night this week, and last week was fucking great. It's fucking just so fucking good. There is a copy of the last one, Stick of Truth, in with it. So I'm tempted to... I don't know whether to just play that straight away or go back to Horizon Zero Dawn. But
I'd give it a little while then.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I played all of the Uncharted games back to back, and now I can't be arsed to play Uncharted 4.
Exactly.
So
give it a little
might give it a rest. But it's so fucking good. So because of that, I've not really been watching all that many movies. There's a few movies at the cinemas that I really wanted to see, but I just you can't fucking see them all.
No.
I want to see Murder on the Orient Express.
Apparently, it's one of the worst movies of this year.
That's what I read this afternoon. But then,
to be honest, that doesn't surprise me.
But then it's Digital Spy that wrote that, and fuck them.
No, like, to be perfectly honest though, it just doesn't look like the type of movie that now in 2017 people are really going to get behind.
Why?
I know it's got a phenomenal cast, and I know like Downton Abbey and all that bollocks does really well, and people love all that, but I don't know. Murder on the Orient Express doesn't. I don't know. I can honestly say I was never in any hurry to see that film.
Well, I am.
Well, go you.
Well, yeah.
You'll be one of the 10.
Yeah, apparently so. I want to see Death of Stalin as well, but
yeah,
it's apparently very difficult to get a cinema that will fucking show it. Which is a bit of a bastard.
Yep, that seems to be the way.
So yeah, I know. Anyway, TV shows. Right, first TV show is a fairly new comedy. You can get the first series of it on Netflix. Series 2 is actually shown on Channel 5 at the moment. The comedy, it's a British comedy called Borderline.
Okay.
So it's about border control.
Oh yeah, I've seen that on Netflix. Yeah.
And I highly recommend you watch it.
Is it proper, like, unpolitical stuff?
Yes. Yes, it is. The very first episode, it's the same sort of format as, like, The Office and all that kind of thing. It's, like, sort of flying the wall. They're doing interviews with people in between scenes and that kind of thing. So you've got the chief constable. Can't remember any of their names or anything, but she's great. She's funny. She is funny as fuck. There's a scene in one of the episodes in the first series where their department has been taken over by MI5 or whatever,
right,
because they're bringing back like a fucking terrorist or something like that into the country. So they're repatriating the terrorist to bring her back. I think it was her, whatever, to face charges and that. So they've taken over the department. So she's got the day off. And she's sat in her office reading Hello magazine, and she's like, she's just sort of laughing away, going, "Oh, they think we care what they're on about and all that." And the scene ends with her going, she's laughing away at the magazine, going, "Cunt," and she's brilliant, and she's also a bit of an alcoholic as well. She's fucking great. The rest of the cast are sort of, they're really well written. There's a Scottish guy in there who in the first episode, he's sort of doing one of his interviews to the camera, and he's saying, I've been told quite a few times that I've been sort of profiling people coming into the country. And then it cuts away to like a sort of, I don't know, like an Indian fella in, the gear. Mm-hmm. And he looks at the guy walks up to the counter and he goes, "Come on, that's mental," like that kind of thing. And he's sort of looking at the camera, he's fucking shaking his head. That's crazy. Like, I think you would enjoy it. I probably will. Very much your type of humour. I think
every time I skip past it, every time I'm going through it, I do read the little blurb. I'm like, I'm going to need to give that a go.
It is very, very good. I think it might be one of my new favourite comedies of all time. It's fucking fantastic. Yeah, Borderline.
Cool, man.
Boosh.
I'll have to give that a go. There's a show also on Netflix that I think it might actually be cancelled now, but on Netflix there's like 3 series, and me and Lindsay have been binging it like a bastard. Scorpion. Did you ever watch Scorpion?
Nope, I have never heard of it.
It's the one about like the super geniuses. There's like a team of like 4 super geniuses, and they kind of work for Homeland Security in a way. It's completely fucking nuts. The stuff they do is, I mean, in the first series, first episode, there's like these terrorists have sort of taken down the airport system, like JFK or something like that. So there's those of planes in the air that they can't land. So they need to get the the super geniuses in to come and sort it out, because it's like, we don't know what we're doing, we need your help, kind of thing. And there's literally a scene near the end of the episode where the guy's driving a Ferrari, the co-pilot is on the wheel of the plane, and the plane is flying low enough that they can attach a USB cable from the plane's laptop to the laptop in the car, and then still drive along. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, why the fuck am I watching this? This is ridiculous. What a stupid fucking program. But me and Lindsay are addicted to it. We love it. Sometimes it's the absurdity of it. It's never quite got to that level again, because that was a moment where I'm like, oh my god. One episode, like, you're on the pilot and you've already jumped the shark. You know, like, it was too much. Then I realised that it's co-created by Kurtzman and Ortsy.
Oh.
So you kind of expect that from them. You know, they love all that shit. It's a really good show. Really, you remember Shipbreak from American Pie?
Yes.
Aye. He's one of the main characters.
Okay.
He's really fucking good in it. He's like it's like a super genius psychiatrist, because they've all got separate skills.
Of course they do.
Obviously. Robert Patrick is the FBI Homeland agent who's kind of bringing them together. Which, bless her, you know. Sometimes I give Lindsay a hard time when it comes to movies and that, because when it's like, oh, that's him from, and then I have to think of a movie that she's gonna know, like Mannequin, or I don't know, fucking Grease 2. You know, I've got to think of the most left field film. I can't think of, like, you know, Terminator. I can't say Terminator 2, because chances are she ain't gonna have seen Terminator 2, because that's just Lindsay. But Robert Patrick came on, and she goes, oh look, it's the liquid guy from Terminator 2. And I just kind of turned around and I went, I just fell in love with you again.
Okay.
Right there and then.
Is that an issue, like?
But yeah, like, I was impressed. I was really impressed with that. But this is a really good show. It's completely fucking batshit nuts crazy. Like I say, it doesn't quite get to the point of driving under a fucking plane in a Ferrari with a USB cable.
That's mental.
Like, it doesn't quite get to that level again. But some of the things they have done, you're sitting there going, fuck off. But it looks so cool. It looks so cool when they do it. Yeah, and the main guy, the lead character, used to be in Casualty. So he's like he's another one of these Brits
taking over,
who's gone over there. He's gone over there and he's done well for himself. So yeah, Scorpion. I wouldn't recommend you go and watch it now.
To be honest, you lost me at the USB cable, but I've got quite a lot of different shows.
Yeah.
That's
what it is, like, because The Walking Dead has taken such a fucking nosedive, I'm kind of just trying to find other shows that can replace it, because as you keep saying, and as everybody keeps saying, there's too much good fucking TV to be watching a shit TV show.
Definitely.
Walking Dead, quickly talk about it, it's pretty much done for me. Hayes washed his hands of it, which still can't believe.
See, the thing is, you said on the last regular episode you were pretty much done with The Walking Dead, so are you actually going to quit it, or are you going to keep on bitching about it?
This was episode 3. There was something that happened at the end that means I probably will watch episode 4, and that'll be it. If it doesn't do what I think it's going to do, that'll be it. And let's be honest, it's not going to do anything that I think it's going to do.
See, I think you're letting the fact that you've spent the last 6 years watching it, like,
that's what most people are saying,
stop you from quitting it, because, okay, so that's fair enough, but so what, you're going to spend apparently the next 6 years waiting for it to get good?
Because Kirkman thinks he's he's got a decade of material.
I think he wants to fucking have a look in the mirror, to be honest with you.
He needs to sort himself out. And I watched Talking Dead. I've watched that the last 2 weeks, because you know I fucking hate Chris Hardwick, so I like to just sit there and like just hate watch him. It's like when you want to hate fuck someone. But yeah, so I've been watching that the last couple of weeks, and Scott Gimple's on it. Kirkman's not been on it, surprisingly. In the first 3 episodes, he's not been on Talking Dead yet. Maybe he was on the first one. I didn't watch the first one. But Gimple sits there like a smug little fucking son of a bitch. Like, look how fucking artsy-fartsy clever we're getting. And they're not. They're just fucking up the show. So yeah, Walking Dead. I'll hold my hands up. I'm going to watch the next episode. If I don't get what I want, I'm done. And I will be done. That will be it. That is fucking... You can take that to the bank. if I don't get exactly what I want. And
Exactly what I want.
And I'm not getting it.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
So I want Daryl to die. I want Rick to die. I want, bless her, Carol. I want someone to die.
Well, she's not Rambo Carol anymore, so there's no fucking point.
They brought back a character from 7 years ago just to fucking kill him.
Yeah, he told me that.
Yeah.
That's,
Stupid. So what else have you been watching?
Right. Gunpowder.
Oh yeah, is this the obviously the November thing?
Yeah. The November thing. Okay.
November, the 5th.
The 5th of November.
Aye. The V for Vendetta thing.
Yeah. Kit Harington.
Yep. He's dreamy.
What's her name? Thingy. Liv Tyler is in it as well.
Is she in it?
It's a good cast.
Yeah.
It's a really good cast. So it's doesn't focus on Guy Fawkes as a lot of these stories do, because it became about Guy Fawkes, but there were other people involved, don't you know?
Ooh.
And it's about them rather than Guy Fawkes.
Was there somebody on the grassy knoll?
Guy Fawkes is in it. Shut up. But so it's a really fucking good show. It's only 3 episodes.
I do want to watch it.
I recommend that you watch it. It's brutal as fuck. There's people being like hung, drawn, and quartered, but better than how they did it on Braveheart.
Is that hard? Oh my god, I'm getting cut in half. I can't talk. Freedom!
Well, I tell you what, the way that they portrayed it on Gunpowder, which I believe is more realistic, nobody's fucking shouting out anything. But and there's fingernail torture in it.
Ooh, that's the worst kind of torture.
Never that. Very fucking good. Very, very good. If you're gonna watch it, I'll not say anything about it. You know how it ends, but damn good. Damn good.
I'm gonna give it a go. But when you will watch it, were you like sitting there like, you know nothing, Johnson?
No, I wasn't actually. No.
Shit.
That was mostly thing. Get your hair cut.
Get your hair cut, you greasy bastard.
Hey, damn good.
Excellent. Excellent. You got anything else?
Sure, why not? Okay, Stranger Things 2.
Still not watched it.
Yeah. Well, okay, I can't talk about it again very much because you hadn't watched it yet, and it's fairly new. I watched it the Sunday after we finished recording the film.
Yeah.
Follow that on What You Can't See movie on the Facebooks. What You Can't See film.
You said that quite sheepishly.
I know, I did, didn't I? Well, thank you to Hobie, by the way.
Why?
Because they did a shout out.
What for?
My film.
Why?
Because.
Why?
Because they were being nice.
Did they do a shout out for this podcast?
No.
Fucking twats.
No, Brigger was actually rubbing it in. Because it was Blake that brought it up first. Oh, well, he didn't say, he said, that one guy from 365 is doing the film. Which upset me.
That one guy?
Fucking Blake.
That one guy?
I was livid, Kev.
I was fucking up in there as well. I was up to my nuts and guts on that film.
You were reading lines and everything?
Exactly. Really? Better than you were.
Well,
just because you were putting voices on doesn't mean you did better than me. Okay? I read those lines way better as you.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, if you were trying to beat Arnie. Thank you, Hobie. And Brigger was rubbing it in that he'd read the script.
Had he? Yeah. Has he actually read it, though?
More than you.
He's probably read it now that you've finished it. And then he's like, oh shit, he's actually done something with it. I better read it.
It's been changed a few times since he read it, actually, to be fair.
Good.
So,
good. Fuck him.
Yeah. Anyway. What was I saying?
I don't know.
I can't remember. Thank you, Hobie, for giving a shout out to the film. Stranger Things 2. Yes.
Yeah.
How the fuck did I get from that to...
I don't know.
Anyway. Yeah, that's why. I watched it all on the Sunday after we finished filming it.
Yeah.
That's why I brought that up.
Okay. Well, now that you've brought it up twice...
Yeah, very good. Again, I can't talk really about the plot. Because you've not seen it yet, and most people, a lot of people want to see it yet, so I don't want to spoil it. But it's it follows on from how the first series ended. So, is Eleven dead? Is she not? We don't know.
I've seen the trailer. She's not.
Well, okay, she's not then.
And she's got hair. She's got a big perm.
It's not a perm.
Bouffant.
It's just like a ponytail thing.
Is Matthew Modine back as the sheriff?
He is.
Awesome.
He is. And he's wearing a t-shirt saying fuck Hobie. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
I think we should all have that T-shirt.
I think we should, yeah.
I think we should put that in our store.
I think we should actually take that yellow thing, that bright fucking yellow thing that is more yellow than what we get in the sky here in a whole year, and like have just get
fuck Hobie.
Fuck Hobie.
Like we'll put the fuck in the top corner where it says Hobie, like fuck Hobie.
Yeah.
I said that with too much venom.
Bless them.
Anything else?
Yeah, Stranger Things is damn good. I don't want to say anything about it because spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very good.
Spoilers.
Yeah. I do have other things. Yeah, okay. Mindhunter.
Yeah, you finished it, didn't you?
No, I've not finished it yet.
Right.
Have you finished it?
No.
Alright, okay.
I haven't watched any more of it.
Oh, right.
I think I watched like 3 episodes. That first time I watched like the 3 of them. I'm done. I just...
Really?
You know what it is? It was too much of a wank fest for me. You know the scenes when he's going in to see that guy who just loves talking about his victims and what he's done and all that. And I was just sitting there like, okay. As we said on the last episode, you're not Aaron Sorkin. You can write, but you're not Aaron Sorkin. And I didn't like all that back and forth bollocks. I was like, fuck this. It felt really pretentious. And to be honest, kind of like in the, is it Age of Ultron? When they go to a different country and the fucking writing is massive on the screen. Mm-hmm. Like every time they go somewhere in Mindhunter, you get fucking blitzed with a word of the town or the city, and it's like, why does it have to be so fucking big? Puts me off a little bit.
Right.
It's like Illinois, like it's massive big fuck off writing. Nah. I know it's Illinois.
you have to say it like fucking...
It should be Illinois.
James. Illinois.
No, it's definitely Illinois.
Right, okay. I'm really enjoying it. It's great seeing Anna Torv back on the screen. That's the main reason I'm enjoying it, to be fair. I like the fucking two that you're back and forward with the serial killer guy. The last episode that I watched, they've started speaking to another killer.
It was well written. I was just like, fuck this.
And, yeah, there's a bit where this killer is obsessed with high heels.
Sweet.
And like sort of, like the story is a lot of it is true apparently, because it's based on the FBI when they were first developing that department, which I love. I fucking love that.
And it's Fincher, so
yeah. But yeah, so this murderer started pinching like lingerie off of washing lines and all that when he was a kid, and then it kind of developed and escalated. But so they're trying to sort of find out how to make this killer talk, because he just fucking bullshitted them and all that in their first meeting. So the main guy bought a pair of like the biggest size of high heels that he could, and took it in so that he could like put them on and that. And he kind of went, I don't want to put them on. I don't want to wear them. But instead. He sort of opens the box with the high heels in and takes a pair of them and then goes into the corner of the room and starts having a wank.
Ew. See, I don't want to watch that.
It's a bit fucked up. Like,
I'm alright.
I'm really enjoying it. They also have them trying to help sort of local police, because the whole thing is that they go around local, things around America, and so they're also trying, while learning how it all works, they're also trying to help, sort of crack crimes, investigate crimes and that. But the thing is, the interesting thing is, it's not like a sort of CSI thing where it's all procedural and they win every time. Like the first one that they do, they pretty much go, we can't help you. We don't, we don't have the knowledge to help you with this. So I'm really enjoying it. I am going to keep on watching it. I think I'm probably about halfway through or something. I don't know.
Like I say, I don't know. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fair enough.
Wasn't for me at all. So I just gave up on it.
Yeah.
Like I just give up on life. So anything else?
I think I do.
That's cool. That's cool. I think the only other thing I've been watching is Gotham. Me and Lindsay are still catching up on Gotham.
Ooh.
Still absolutely love it. And they've just recast Maggie G's character, which is Poison Ivy.
That who was at Cincy?
Yeah.
Huh, bastards.
So all that shit she was talking on stage about how her character was going to progress, she's just been recast.
It's a bit shoddy.
And I don't think it was like because she was crap or anything. I think it's just that you know how she was a younger lass, and then they got her to play her. They recast her because she's a bit older. Well, they've recast Peyton List from the Frequency TV show.
All right, okay. Oh, her was in Mad Men.
Yeah,
yeah.
They've got her to play the new Poison Ivy. Yeah, I know. But I'm still loving the show. And you know what? The show, the heart of the show and the crux of the show, everything about the show is amazing because the guy that plays Penguin and the guy that plays Riddler, they are just so fucking good. They absolutely make that show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're going to be seeing that kid dressed as Batman very soon. That shit's happening soon. They keep saying it's not, but it is. So yeah, what you got?
I don't know. What was it? Yeah, 10-star finale is the last thing I want to talk about.
Oh no! It's finishing!
Well, it's finished.
Yeah.
But, well, the way it finished, there better be a fucking season 2. Yeah. I think there will be a season 2.
Of course there will. It's Tim Roth.
It's great. It's so fucking good. I was telling you guys, but while we were in between scenes that Saturday, the bit where he finds out that the kid is like taking his daughter's virginity, and Tim Roth's up to him and goes, "Were you gentle?" and all that. It's like, you're not going to say no. Tim Roth, like, Tim Roth is so fucking good.
Oh yeah, of course.
And similar to Anna Torv, it's good seeing him back on the screen. You know, because he was, I think, Lie to Me was a bit fucked over. It deserved more. It was just really finding it. It got 2 series, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was really just finding its stride, and then it got canned. But these things happen. But we want to see more of 10-star. Damn good show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just more of Tim Roth.
Shitty ending.
Yeah.
If they cancel it, I'll not be happy.
But Sky One's good for that. Or is it Sky Living?
Sky One is actually okay.
No, Sky One, usually if it's a good show that has a good sort of end finale, that you normally go, that's it.
You know what's weird is, right? You know, I've spoken about Strike Back before.
Yeah.
Where the proper show had like Sullivan Stapleton in it, and the British guy whose name I can't remember.
Nobody ever does.
No. But, so they cancelled that, like, I think it was last year. Yeah. The first episode aired last week. And they've got a whole new cast.
Alright.
But they're just replicating the exact same stuff. Like, so they've got they've got an American character and a British character, and they're like, the good thing about Sullivan Stapleton and that other guy was they had good chemistry together.
Yeah.
And so, you know, in the middle of gunfights, they were fucking sniping at each other and all that, as you do, kind of thing, taking the piss and all that kind of thing. But they've just met.
Mm-hmm.
And they're already taking pot shots at each other and all that. It's completely unnatural. It's completely forced.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to. It's as if they fucking took up a script that was written for those two and said, "Right, you two read this."
You'll probably find that's what it was.
I'm not watching any more of it.
No.
No.
That's a shame.
Is it though?
Nah. I've not watched it for a long time.
Well, you stopped after Richard Hermitage, didn't you?
I think they killed Connie Beecham, and that was me done. She was like the leader of the team, like not the leader, but she was like in the command center.
Robson Green took over.
Yes, they killed her, and that was me. I was like,
Robson Green was actually quite good.
Because I quite liked her.
Yeah.
But then again, every week I was just kind of like, this is fucking bullshit. He's just shagging every woman he meets.
And that was the other thing. It was like I was watching it with Byrne on last Friday night. And as I say, it was as if somebody had picked up a script from the new series of the old show and said, right, you guys just go at it. And we actually, the American guy who looked suspiciously like Sullivan Stapleton, fucking had gotten out the shower and he was walking across the fucking room naked, and a woman like knocks at the door all like sultry and that. And Byrne actually said, if he shags her, we're putting it off.
And of course he did.
No, he didn't shag her.
Right.
But about 2 scenes later, they were in a cafe, and then he just casts his eye across the room, and then looks at a woman who was sat on her phone, and then it cuts immediately. Smash cut to him fucking her brains out.
You know what it is? Where are these whores when I'm in the coffee shop? You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen in real life. Fucking strike back, lies to you.
Yeah, so load of shite, never again.
So is that us for the
I
ones
am
we've been
done.
watching?
I am done, yeah.
Well, so am I. So the last section we have for you is the top 5, which is your top 5. So we'll play a promo and go on to that.
Douche.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Blake from the History of Bad Ideas. And we'll get back to your regularly scheduled program here in just a second, geek listeners. But we do a weekly podcast called The History of Bad Ideas.
Yeah, well, we'll discuss things like television or movies or music or games or any other thing that falls into our geek-related podcast knowledge.
You can find us on Geek Life Radio, Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, or Radio-Blitz, Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, or you can listen to us whenever the hell you want on iTunes and Stitcher. Check us out. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Top 5 time!
Top 5, Sam Beach.
Yeah, top 5.
Yeah.
What's the top 5, Chris?
Top 5 goosebumpy, soundtracky bits in a film.
Or
Music
in movies that give you the heebie-jeebies.
Not the heebie-jeebies.
That's what you said today, the heebie-jeebies.
I was being funny.
Yeah, well, that didn't help, because I was already struggling, and then you said heebie-jeebies, and I was like, for fuck's sake. I don't know what heebie-jeebies means.
Well, that's why I said it.
Right, so yeah, this top 5 is what he said.
Movie soundtrack moments that make you go, shit. I cannot believe you struggled with this.
I did struggle. I really struggled with this. Yeah, I don't know why though. Because,
I said to you yesterday, don't overthink it.
Yeah, I did overthink it.
Yeah, like, it's just a bit in a film that makes you go, shit.
I got my list though. I did get my list.
Did you have to pitch that one for me though?
What, Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
No.
Spoilers.
Have you got Wonder Woman?
No.
That's okay then. It's not a spoiler then.
Well, fine then.
I just said I didn't pick it. If you don't have it and I didn't pick it, it's not a spoiler.
Being a right arsehole tonight, man.
Yeah, I know. So we're going to get into this. We're going to get into this, and because Chris chose this top 5, obviously it's a Clippy top 5.
Yeah.
As he says.
I do like a Clippy top 5.
You do like a Clippy top 5. I like being clipped during my top 5.
Nah.
It's just drunk.
I'm aware.
Or pissed.
Not pissy.
For the home video hustle guys, that's pissed. Oh, I miss them guys. So let's get into this. Would you like to start, or will I start?
You can start. On you go, because I'm curious about your list.
I'll start because I'm gonna have to queue mine up anyway. So my number 5 is from an awesome movie, directed by Zack Snyder. No, it's not Batman vs Superman. My number 5 is from the 300.
Wow.
Remember the battle against the Immortals? That's the guys with the masks on the face.
Yeah.
This is the song playing in the background of that battle, and
Well.
it's fucking cool as balls.
Okay, that's unexpected.
It's very battle-y. When you watch the movie, there's a lot of like people getting sliced up and killed and heads cut off and everything, and this is what's going on in the background, and it's like, yeah, fucking, I'm ready for a fight now.
Okay.
Most of mine are quite fighty, to be honest. If I'm honest.
Mine are not really. One of them is.
But yeah, I love the 300. There was a couple of songs that I was going to go from. Remember the fight with Stelios and Astanos? The two best mates that are kind of in the middle of everything, and they're surrounded.
Michael Fassbender.
No.
No.
Yes, I think so. Aye, and the other one, he ends up dead. Oh, bless him. But
And his dad goes Raj.
yes, I was gonna go with that theme because that is badass. But this one's, it's just such a cool fight scene, so I went with this. Yeah.
Okay.
300, Zack Snyder. Because of course I'm going to have a Zack Snyder fucking song on that.
That surprised me.
Did it?
I thought you'd have a Zack Snyder film on.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. That's a bit of a curveball.
Because I love me some Zack Snyder.
Oh, yeah.
So now do you not know what to expect?
So am I now the Whedon whore and you're the Snyder whore? That be your new name?
I've always been the Snyder whore.
Mm.
That will never ever change.
Okay.
So, what is your number 5?
My
Red
number
Ren.
5 is...
That one?
Yep, that one. It's already loaded, though.
Well,
I'm organised.
well done, you.
Don't play it yet. Let me do the build.
Have I already spoiled this?
You spoke about it
Earlier in the episode.
You did. Well, we speak about it quite often, because why wouldn't you? So
Yeah.
it's from 1995, it's Braveheart. I know the movie's a load of shite. It's historically as accurate as fucking Game of Thrones. But this scene is from the end of the movie. William Wallace is about to get his heat chopped off.
Mm.
And there's just this scene that just is awesome. When that bit of music in there, that's what this top 5 is about. It's like that bit of music.
Yeah, it does give me the heebie-jeebies.
Heebie-jeebies.
Mm.
You know, I was looking at this list yesterday. I did it, and yeah, all of mine I was actually sat with goosebumps.
Yeah? Well, is that not kind of what
point,
you wanted?
But like, yeah. Shut up.
No, I'll give you that one. But why exactly do you say it's historically inaccurate?
Because it is historically inaccurate.
Is it though?
Well, yes, it is.
Is it though?
Yes, it is.
I thought it was quite historically accurate.
What you mean? And the guy's name is actually William Wallace. That's about it.
Was his name not William Wallace?
Well, no, it was. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Okay. So that's about as much as it got right.
And there was a guy called Robert the Bruce.
I know, it was played by Chris Pine.
Except it was Chris Pine, yeah.
Sexy Chris Pine. Yeah, yeah, okay.
No, in Sterling, wasn't on a field, it was on a bridge.
Right.
So that's bollocks.
Okay.
And that's how they won the battle, because they forced the English off the bridge into the river.
Right.
That's how they won the battle. It wasn't on a fucking field.
Okay.
The French princess was like 12 years old.
So did they not pull their skirts up and show their asses to everyone?
They may have done.
Right.
Although they actually didn't, because there was no
skirts.
Kilts then, I think.
Yeah, but it's Mel Gibson, so, you know.
I think that's the thing. I think that was another thing that was bollocks about it. There was no actual kilts then.
And did they bury him in Berwick?
That part's real.
No,
they didn't.
His left shoulder.
They buried part of him.
Right. What part of him?
Arm?
Maybe.
His arm?
His arm.
His arm.
His arm. Right, so yeah, my number 4. This is not going to surprise anybody who's ever listened to this show. There's no way I wasn't going to have a song from this movie. And much like your pick there with the Braveheart, with him dying, this is this song gets played twice in the movie. Once when a main character is being talked into becoming a vampire, spoilers, and the other one when the main vampire is killed. My number 4 is this.
Immortal fear, that voice so clear through
Give it a second.
walls, that scream I hear.
Right.
Little sister, thou shalt not fall. Come to your brother.
Lost Boys.
Oh, fuck's sake, right, okay.
It gets played more than twice in the movie, but it gets played when they're trying to talk Jason Patrick into becoming a vampire, the same as them. It gets played then when Kiefer Sutherland looks just fucking total pimp in that scene, and you just, I'd be all over him. And
I believe you.
Oh, obviously, and then it gets played later on when he gets impaled on the stag's head's horns. But it's the bit near the end of the song where it's just the choir, and it is fucking beautiful. Like when they play at that point. You want to talk about goose pimples? I get the goose. Kiefer Sutherland. Jack Bauer.
So was that one that was all like? Did you not, when I said this to you, did you not think like, okay, that's on my list?
Oh yeah, Lost Boys was 1,000,000%. I just had to decide which one.
Right. Well, you can have more than one.
No, you can't.
Sure, you can.
You can't have more than one from the same film. That's just stupid.
There you go. Well, I've not done that, but
well, I know you
wish I
haven't
had now.
because I've seen. You wish you had, just so you could be like, oh, shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
number 4.
Number 4 is...
It is a film with Daniel Day-Lewis in it.
Ooh, you love a bit of Daniel Day-Lewis.
I do. So you've seen this film, right?
Yes.
So the film is Last of the Mohicans.
Yes.
It's a good few years old now.
It is.
This is from the very end of the movie. So it's the Wrongans, the Indian fellas whose tribe I cannot remember. They've taken the younger daughter. I think it's Montgomery. I think it is. They've taken, because he must have slaughtered a bunch of their people, so they've they want revenge. So they've taken the younger daughter, and she sort of jumps off the cliff to avoid being scalped. So she's jumped off the cliff, and they're making their escape, and so Daniel Day-Lewis and the other two, the good Indian fellas, are chasing them through the forest and that, and you've got this music playing in the background, and it's fucking great.
It sounds like it's going to kick into The Departed. The Dropkick Murphy song.
Do you not remember this scene?
I'm not sure I have seen this film. I think I have.
Good film.
He's dead.
Yeah, man. I've seen him and stuff before.
What, Daniel Day-Lewis?
No, not him. Main Indian fella.
I know him. He's usually credited as main Indian fella.
Yeah. Is that racist? That's probably racist.
No.
Yeah, be fine, man. Be fine. We've said once, right? Let's face it.
Exactly.
So yeah, that Last of the Mohicans. God damn it, that bit of music is so fucking amazing. I've heard it played on other things before. There is a name for the bit of music, but I cannot remember what it is. Well, it is like 11 o'clock at night, so
yeah, it is that.
So my number 4 was Last of the Mohicans.
Oh man, I need to cue mine up. So tell us a little bit more about Last of the Mohicans.
It's about Mohicans.
Not the full plot.
And it's like the last of them.
So I can't remember where I'm supposed to have queued this one up, but I'll just play it from here. So yeah, my next piece of music, again, if you know me, not a surprise, because we've talked about this film numerous times. We've talked about how it's better than another film that was also the third part of the trilogy. Yeah, I absolutely love this music, and whenever I hear it, I'm like, yeah, shit's about to go off. Give it a second. Chris has no idea what that song is, and I'm very disappointed in you.
What is it?
It's Bane's theme from The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, fuck that shit.
Whenever Bane comes on screen, that's like, Dishy, Basha, Dishy, Basha, 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 Basha. Fucking amazing. And
Stupid.
You know I love me Dark Knight Rises. You know I love me Tom Hardy as Bane.
So you could have chosen the main Batman theme.
Yeah.
From that trilogy. And you went with that.
That doesn't really stick with me though. The other choice that I had was Joker's theme from The Dark Knight, which is also awesome. You know that it kicks in. But that for me, I fucking love Bane. I love that. I tried to get the clip. Remember when the trailer first came out, the very first trailer? I tried to get that because that was when you had the little kid doing the "Oh, say can you see?" And then when they blow up the thing, and then it kicks into Bane's theme straight away, and then they show you the film. That's what I wanted, but I settled for the Bane theme because I love the Bane theme.
Fuck the Bane theme.
Oh, fuck you. You just don't like Dark Knight Rises.
Because it's shit, that's why.
You are
Iron Man
just...
3's better.
You're
so.
racist towards Dark Knight Rises.
I am, and I'll admit it.
As long as you admit it.
So, yeah, my number 3. Yeah, well, when you were struggling, I said to you, no, not that one. I said to you, you've got to have some John Williams in your Goose Pimply thing. Now, I thought about it's Empire Strikes Back, right?
Yeah.
The one that immediately jumped into my head was the asteroid. You know, the score when they're flying the Millennium Falcon through the asteroids? Because I love that. I had that as a ringtone at one point. I think actually that was on a top 5 recently.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. But this bit, it's after Yoda has done his "My ally is the Force and a powerful ally is" speech and all that. Luke doesn't believe him, and he raises the X-Wing out of the thing, and the John Williamsy. He's amazing. That guy's a fucking genius. Like.
Oh yeah. Is he not all retired now?
Is he?
I think so. That's it's Star Wars. That is a fucking classic tune. It'll be stuck in your head for days now.
Yeah. I've always been a fan of Yoda's theme.
I honestly thought you would have went with Duel of Fates.
I actually have that as an honourable mention.
Yeah? Yeah. Because we do love a bit of Duel of Fates.
Because that is the only positive thing you can say about that film.
The entire back half of that movie is quite good, but to be fair.
The bit I thought about was when the Duel of the Fates kicks in, when the shutter doors open. Yeah. And because they're trying to make their escape. And the shutter doors open and Darth Maul's standing there and goes, "Ooh!" like that, Ken.
Darth Maul goes, "Woo!" I don't remember Darth Maul going, "Woo!"
That's not what I said, is it?
I'm a scary ghosty.
Oh, don't fucking... Yeah.
Right.
So, number 2.
This was also straight on my list. Basically, Lost Boys, and this was straight on. And my number 1, I can't believe it took me actually as long as it did to think about it, because it's so obvious. But my number 2, I think it's going to curveball you a little bit. It's a really popular song by a band called Leonard Skinner.
Okay.
The song's called Free Bird. I absolutely love this mix of the song. But to be completely honest, when you put it with the scene, it's just fucking awesome. So let's see if you can tell me what the scene is from the song. Actually, there's talking in it, so you'll get it. But here we go.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Yeah. Nice.
It's an awesome scene. The song's fantastic, and everything works. Nah, we didn't. Yeah, so
we were just sat cracking away between ourselves.
So the scene is the church scene from the first Kingsman movie, when he goes nuts and starts killing everyone. It's a phenomenal scene. It's so well done. Matthew Vaughn, we know he's a good director. We know he can pull his socks up when he needs to. X-Men First Class, wasn't the worst X-Men movie we've ever seen. He did a fucking cracking job with it. The Kick-Ass movies are great, but for me, he showed some absolute directing chops when it came to Kingsman.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love Layer Cake as well. That was like his first directing job. But this, for me... And you know what it is? I was talking about Kingsman the other day at work to one of the lasses I work with. And we were on about the fact that we both completely sideswiped this movie. Like, Kingsman. Like, I sideswiped it. Me and Lindsay was like, we were never interested in it.
I was the same. I wasn't interested in seeing it in the cinema.
Why, though? What was your reason for not wanting to see Kingsman? Because I can tell you exactly why I didn't want to watch it.
I think it was Colin Firth.
Spot on. It was Colin Firth looking like he was doing a really shit Pierce Brosnan impression. That's what I kept thinking.
But that's the thing where we're used to him being a dose of like artsy-fartsy shit.
Artsy-fartsy, lovey-dovey, romantic, fucking Pride and Prejudice bollocks. And I sideswiped this movie for months. And then me and Lindsay were sat there one night, we had nothing else to watch, and we were like, you know what? Let's give it a go. We put it on, and I just sat there and I was like, I can't believe it's taken me this long to watch this film.
I'm pretty sure you told me about it after you'd watched it. You sort of said, you need to watch it just for the church scene.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not going to say anything else. Church scene. I remember the conversation. I love Kingsman. That scene is amazing. But that song just destroys that scene. It just makes it so much better than anything it could be.
Yeah.
And for me, there's no other song that could have been there. So yeah, Freebird, Leonard Skinner, awesome.
Nice. Good pick.
And there was another movie came out a few years ago called Devil's Rejects, Rob Zombie movie. Nobody likes Rob Zombie. Devil's Rejects is probably one of his better known movies that people actually enjoyed. But at the end of the movie, I could have used that as well, because at the end there's like a shootout between 3 fucking rednecks, and that song comes on over the top, but it's like a really slow, like it's like I'm as free as, really fucking slow as they go into like a Bonnie and Clyde type shootout. It's fucking great. But that's the one I wanted.
I'm not watching a Rob Zombie movie.
Yeah, I would never suggest you do watch one.
Stupid name bastard. So this one,
he's not even a zombie, you know.
I don't think you would have seen this one coming. Did you?
No, I didn't. Lindsay did. I didn't.
Lindsay did.
She's like, he's going to have that on there.
Really?
No, she's not.
Yeah. Well, this one's for Doug.
Oh God, Doug.
Well, it's not for him because it's a fucking good song. But yeah, it's The Lion King.
Wow.
So. Yeah, I mean, the opening sequence of The Lion King is fucking famous. I mean, I played the entire video through, and genuinely I had goosebumps the entire way through. But the bit towards the end, and you have to play it right to the end because it's the bit at the very end that does it. So it's The Lion King Circle of Life.
Does it not at the very end just go?
Yes.
All right.
That's what does it.
Spoilers. I know it's The Lion King.
What do you reckon about the live action?
What, Beyonce is Nala? Fuck off.
Why? How dare you, sir?
Fucking Beyonce, man. What the fuck,
What's wrong with Beyonce? What's wrong with Beyonce?
Nothing wrong with Beyonce, just I don't want her in my movies.
Why?
Because she was in a movie ages ago and she played Foxy Cleopatra. Mm-hmm.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. That movie was terrible.
Yeah. And she was terrible in it.
In every fucking sense of the word, that movie was terrible. Don't watch Dreamgirls.
No, I'm not watching Dreamgirls.
Watch Dreamgirls.
You know why I'm not watching Dreamgirls?
Why?
Because it's called Dreamgirls.
It's good. It's a good film.
Yeah, I bet you think it is.
What the fuck does that even mean?
You heard me. So yeah,
bitch.
Bye. My number one.
Yeah, go on. Then.
My number one is completely 1,000,000% just obvious as shit. I'm not even going to say what it is because it just needs to be heard. When I must have been. I wouldn't have even been a teenager when I first watched this. I might have been just kicking the balls off it. But this film was fantastic. I love the opening. But when you get to this part of the movie is when just everything kicks in. You talk about epic scenes. You talk about things that just make you go, oh, man. And it just fucking made my childhood, to be honest. So, yeah.
And my dear Dr. Sattler, welcome to Jurassic Park.
I can still feel like a 10-year-old. Yeah, definitely.
It's this bit. The scene in particular, you know the scene. It's when they turn around and like the brontosauruses or whatever are like in the distance, whatever, and it just, as a child, I remember sitting there watching Jurassic Park. We went to the video store. I never got to see it in the cinema. We went to the video store. We brought the video home. It was the box was like an actual fossil type box because it was like video boxes at the time.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it had like the fossil on the front and all that. It never really occurred to my young mind back then, you know, how hard it actually would be to put dinosaurs on the screen and whatnot. But for the first time ever, I was seeing a movie that had a fucking dinosaur there. And when Alan Grant looks up and he sees them in the distance, that's the face I was making as a child watching the movie. I was like, fuck me, just like, that looks amazing. Mm-hmm. Like, where did they actually find dinosaurs for this movie? Literally, man. That's the way I thought as a child. And like you say, I could watch that film tomorrow and I'll remember exactly how I felt.
Oh yeah,
first time.
It is a very special movie.
Oh, 100%.
And that aspect is, you do feel like a kid again when you're watching it. You know, it's a very, very special movie, and yeah,
it's an unbelievable film, and you know, it boils me now that, like, I love how far technology has come in the movies, and I love what we can do with movies and all that. But it boils me to think that, you know, like, I got 3 kids, but I honestly don't think they're ever going to sit down and watch a movie and have that same feeling that the likes of you and I had with Jurassic Park. Mm-hmm. Because never in a million years did you think we could see that on the screen. But they, like, my daughters are watching TV shows that are doing that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
At like 8 o'clock in the morning, like, TV shows are using the same sort of CG effects or computer. They're never going to get that feeling. They will never ever feel as special as Jurassic Park did when it came out. It's just not going to happen.
And the thing is, a lot of, you know, the big budget, heavy CGI stuff isn't even a patch on Jurassic Park.
Not a patch.
A movie from fucking 20 years ago.
Because they go over the top with it now, whereas Jurassic Park was just enough, but at the same time, it was just like, it was magic. It's what it was.
Yeah.
Like, without sounding like a complete knob, it was magic. And they'd accomplished something there. And Spielberg, like, I don't love Spielberg movies, but Jurassic Park is definitely up there on my list. It's a fantastic film. It's a fantastic film.
Yeah, good call.
So yeah.
Good call.
So what is your numero one?
This movie has never ever appeared on a list that I've done before.
Now this does surprise me.
Yeah.
This does actually surprise me.
What, really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It doesn't surprise me that it's on a top 5 list, but it surprises me that you haven't done a top 5 with this in it.
Well, you know, I was joking. Titwag. Yeah, so, well, from one great Spielberg to another great Scorsese.
That was an awesome segue.
Oh.
Best one you've done tonight.
Really? I've thrown out some goddamn corkers tonight, mate. Aye. Gangs of New York, man. It's appeared on a good half of my bloody lists that I've done. So yeah, I mean, I love the fuck out of Gangs of New York, and the ending to it, you know, after all said and done and everything like that, you've got the end credits, and you have the sort of time lapse of New York growing and all that kind of thing, ending in the Twin Towers. I think that's maybe part of it. But you've got this fucking beautiful piece of music that's playing over the end credits, and it gets me every time.
And no matter what they did to build this city up again, for the rest of time, it would be like no one even knew he was ever here.
And this might be a tricky one because most of our listeners are in America. But when do you think that seeing the Twin Towers in the background of a New York skyline scene is ever going to stop resonating? Do you think it ever will?
I don't think it will.
Because I remember, like, the first thing that I watched that had, still had the Twin Towers in was actually, and this is shocking, but the first time it sort of really hit me was the American version of Life on Mars.
Right.
Because you know how in the British version, when he goes back, it's like the Manchester Highway or the Manchester Bypass is being built or something like that, and there's like a big, like, the world of tomorrow Manchester kind of thing. Like, that's kind of how they did it. Well, in the American one, he obviously, he gets knocked unconscious in the middle of New York, and obviously there's nothing behind him because it's after 9/11. And then when he goes back in time or whatever it is he does, and he's running along and he's got like the 70s or 80s clothes on, and he's running along and he's like all the stores is like that. And then the first time he actually realizes that he's kind of gone back in time is when he turns around and the Twin Towers are like right there. And that was the first time that I kind of sat there and went, fuck. Like, it's like shit. Like, it really hit me. I was like, my God, like, that was really fucking powerful. You know, it's a shame the series was shit, but it was really powerful. And just sitting there watching that is like, when does that stop being powerful? Or does it ever?
You probably become a little bit desensitized to it now.
A little bit, maybe.
But it depends on how good the show is, or movie is, or actor is, director is.
Did you ever see The 25th Hour by Spike Lee with Ed Norton?
Yes, you told me to watch that.
When they're at the top of the skyscraper and they're looking down on Ground Zero, and all the trucks and the JCBs are actually moving rubble away while they're filming. That was like the first movie that got filmed at Ground Zero. Like, after it happened, Spike Lee kind of went in and they did that shot. That is fucking... I like Spike Lee, but just the choice and the way he does it is just fucking awesome. It just looks amazing. And it's such a, like... I don't want to say it's a throwaway scene, but it's such a nothing scene. But when you realise that that's in the background, it's like, fuck me, that was mental. But Guys in New York. Just wanted to ask that simple question.
Fair enough. The first time I kind of noticed it was, like, you noticed it not being there.
Yeah.
Was The Sopranos.
Yeah, they
it was in his reflection of his window, and then all of a sudden it wasn't.
They kind of made a point of that transition. I remember that being a thing, and it was kind of like, because not long after it happened, they still had that opening with that, and then it was like, okay, now it's okay. We're gonna take it out now.
Yeah.
And it was like, fuck. You know, that was crazy, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Plus, as well, the likes of The Sopranos, they make a big thing of showing you like most of the landmarks.
Yeah.
So it does kind of hit you.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. It's just a question.
Fair play.
So yeah,
that's been our top 5. Do you have any honourable mentions?
The only one I did have, and I mentioned it earlier, is another Leo movie. Was The Departed. the Dropkick Murphy song, when when they're doing the montage of the two of them passing out from school, from at the academy, and it's like doon da doon da 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 doon da doon da doon. I do it no justice. I had that in there, and the Crazy 88, the song in the background for that, when it's like down that one. That's all I had, just those two.
Okay, I had the No Man's Land, Wonder Woman,
obviously.
Yep. Got to have Wonder Woman.
Bit obvious.
Yeah. I had actually another Tarantino film in there, Django Unchained.
Which one?
Freedom.
Yeah. Is that the one that goes like freedom?
Yep. That's the one.
Freedom. I feel like I've cracked that joke before.
Probably about 10 minutes ago.
Or was it just like another George Michael song?
Oh, fuck off. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, the bit with Mina Smorgul.
Yeah, it means
the sky beam and that.
That means
I know it doesn't. Jewel of the Fates, we already mentioned that. And Psycho.
Yeah, Psycho. Lindsay was like, well, obviously Psycho will be his number one.
Did she say that?
Yeah.
No, she didn't.
That she did actually say that.
Right,
she was like, she says, you could have the theme from Psycho when they pull back. Well, actually, no. This is how she described it to me. What about the scene in that movie when they pull back the curtain? And
did you go Wizard of Oz?
I sat there and I was like, hey. Do you want to narrow that one down a little bit? And she was kind of like, when they pull back the curtain. And I was like, and then she did the stabbing thing. And I was like, oh, Psycho.
Wasn't.
Yeah, it does look like wanking something off. I was like, oh, Psycho. And she goes, no, but he'll have that number one, won't he?
Nope.
Fair dues.
There you go.
Pull back the curtain.
Yeah.
So
that's been our top 5.
That's been our top 5, and that's been episode 93.
94.
94, fuck. I feel like I've gone back in time.
Oosh.
That's how these episodes make me feel nowadays. Like I'm going back in time. So yeah, look out for episode 95, which will be coming. I think we're going to... We earlier, you don't know this because I'm so effortless with my editing, but earlier we recorded an indie talk. Quite a special one. And that is, when are we going to drop that one?
I thought you meant I didn't know this.
No, not you, the listener.
All right, okay.
Don't pull back that curtain.
Oh.
We recorded an indie talk earlier, that probably while we were playing a promo, and that is coming to you. We're going to drop that early next week.
I think we should. Yeah. There's a campaign going on up to the end of November.
We'll get that one out as quick as possible. So yeah, you lucky bastards are going to be getting like episode 94.
2 doses in your ear.
And then, I love putting doses in people's ears.
Well, yeah. Share a hotel room with you.
I know, yeah. You wasn't the only one having a wet willy. So yeah, that's been episode 94. We are fucking out because this is getting late and I'm getting drunk.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are. Fucking hell.
So bye-bye.